Alright, we've got that open, and now that's turned on. Okay. Oh, yay.
Funny you asked.
Yeah, bitches finally ate, didn't they?
I at least had a protein. Oh, let's celebrate. Let's party. Eight, and I also ate.
Good boy.
What can you
In terms of easily prepared stuff,
I like cooking, so okay, I don't really care.
go ahead and look through cupboards if you want.
Ingredients.
Alright. Hi, my lovelies. Oh, hang on, I need to... There we go. That ought to be better. How you doing? Don't mind the background gays. They're just doing things like providing me food, so that way I can tell nerds what to do and concentrate on that. Ah, we have so much fun planned. I am going to be hopping into the lobby a little early, but if any of my lovelies on the audience have questions while we're doing the stuff and getting ready, please let me know. I'm not going to be offended. I'll encourage it. And also, I just need to adjust that a little bit, so that's a bit brighter. That is just not making much of a difference. Okay, hang on a second. Let me fix the thing real quick. Alright. Sorry about that, my lovelies. There's always more to get done, right? Alright, let's see here. I have stuff to get done. I need to make sure I have everything ready.
I had an ensure I had.
Hmm. Now let's turn on the background music. What are we thinking today? Let's go with that one. That one feels too happy given the situation. Let's try this one instead. That'll work for music. Alright, my lovelies. Time to hop into the Discord chat so I can hear my players bitch about how they haven't leveled up yet when they were supposed to, and they had a whole fucking week to do it. Hi, nerd.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Oh, I'm great. Just having a gay old time.
Great.
Alright, let's see.
I'm looking through all of my many different options for Eldritch Invocations.
Love that. I have just picked some what I think is going to work well for nice ambient music given you're in a safe town, but also somber because your situation's kind of fucked.
Yep.
I think what I have now works.
I'm heavily debating whatever I take here as being like a result of being flavoring it as a result of being in contact with and infected by Krasnodar.
Well, I mean, fair. Right now, there's at least 3 of the party are currently infected.
Yeah.
So, good luck, have fun. You might be on borrowed time until you can find a cure.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, it's a problem.
Yes.
It's a bit of an issue.
Minor one, you would say? Just might matter to somebody, maybe?
Maybe. Who's to say?
Also, hello.
Hold on.
Hello, how you doing there?
It's another day. I'm looking forward to coming home from work tomorrow so I can play Wukong.
Yeah, I've heard that there are some issues with it. In that, it it's for everything I've heard. It says it's decent and it's very pretty, but it kind of misses what makes Soulsborne games really good.
It wasn't meant to be a Soulsborne game. That's what everyone just thinks it was supposed to be.
Well, I only know what I've heard.
Yeah. Also, Riley, I thought you were a multi-class in the Warlock.
Well, yeah, that's one of my...
You take the higher hit die when you're rolling for hit points.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that after I had rolled.
Yeah,
But what I had
I
rolled
saw
was
it.
also still higher than average, and it's unlikely for... It's a 25% chance that I would get something better. And I'm just leaving it where it is.
Yep, I just want to make sure you remember that rule.
Mm-hmm.
We now be missing our Pinky Boy.
That's a sentence.
Yeah, sure.
Well. I'm
could-
sure. I'm sure.
It's that guy.
It is that
wonder.
guy.
How's it
Oh,
going?
hello. Hey, Keaton.
Y'all ready to die tonight?
Maybe.
I mean,
Here's this-
I mean, you kind of got your shit stomped in last week, so
Yeah, I'm being mean this time.
you know, doesn't work.
Wait, do we get to kill another boss?
I'm just here observing this time.
Surprise! He's another character. That's replacing our paladin.
or you know, just a sixth person because y'all know my max for players is 6 people. Alright. And hello, Hestian. How are we doing today?
Side.
What's up for you?
Speaking of which, before we start, could you set me up a NPC sheet for the healing spirit?
Ah, yes. Apologies. Let me just make this. Because it helps to have a token because it has its own aura, I believe, doesn't it?
It's its own aura on the space it occupies, which is why I need a token for it.
Valid. Alright, that should be set up for the sheet, so we can, I'll just move that down so it's underneath, Vinkosh in the list. Lovely for me. Alright, there's that settled. Alright, we've got 10 minutes before session starts, everybody. If there's any last minute important questions or fuckery that I need to deal with your bullshit for, now's the time to get them in. Like, I don't know, Gonthar, did you level up?
I'm in the process of leveling.
TikTok, bitch.
You got 10 minutes before you can't roleplay.
I'm not telling you, you said the B word.
Wasn't there... I swear there was an invocation that you use Misty stuff.
I can look really quick.
I did the search function, and there's not... I guess not. God, I really thought there was. Oh.
I can now use for the level of the spells. Yeah. That opens up the realm to all kinds of fun stuff.
let's see here.
Kind of get his size changed so it's a size smaller.
Uh, Hang on a second. I'm managing multiple things. For the healing spirit,
Oh, no, never mind. I just figured out how to do it.
which one is supposed to be your healing spirit? I was looking at something else.
There isn't, Riley.
Yeah, I know.
What are y'all trying to do right now?
I'm just trying to change its size so it's smaller so we can actually see the tokens under it.
Oh, that's easy. Alright, put it down and let me know where you're setting it.
Right by that mountain, the bottom corner.
Alright, let me just go into this real quick because I actually do have things I can do about that. Let's see here. We're also gonna make sure that it actually represents the correct token. So we're gonna save that setting. Then I am going to, let's see here, go into the map settings very briefly. Turn on the grid for a moment so I can just set that there. And then let's go with Alright, well, you are going to be difficult, so let's do it this way then. I'm going to go into a separate token editor that I have. I see you're making your spirit look like Baby Kriv.
Yep.
That's adorable.
Alright, let's see here. Update token. That will make it smaller. It's set for what would be a small size at the moment, but, like, I'm not making a tiny token that will be fucking invisible.
That's perfect.
Alright, does it require an aura of some kind?
It's only heals whenever someone enters its space. So it should be fine.
Alright, fantastic. Then we're going to hit update default token, so when we delete it, we can bring in another one of the same kind, of the same size, and my life is made infinitely easier by not having to do it every time. And now I'm turning the grid off. Alright. Any other questions in the last 5 minutes before we get the show on the road, everybody? I guess you can say hello, sure. You want to come say hello to the internet and to my nerds? I have people visiting right now. Those who are looking at the stream.
I will be back in a minute. I'm gonna throw some more food in my bread.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Doofus, don't bite fingers.
Do you want the fingies?
He's part Roddy. Apparently, that's a thing that they do, either for anxiety or to say, hey, pay attention to me because I love you.
I do one thing. I'll be right back.
Alright, with that, I assume other than Gonthar, everyone has their level up sorted?
I think Smee has mine done, but he's not sure.
Yep.
I will look at your sheet, and I will check.
I'm being sarcastic.
And
Wait.
I will dommy mommy you the way I dommy mommy Gonthar.
Do you count? Oh man, I'm missing a third level spell.
Oh, well, that's useful. You should probably get that.
Hold on. At 7th level, I should have 4 first levels, 3 seconds, and 3 thirds. I'll snap. So, ooh, I get to pick one of my turns to be a permanent, and I don't have to switch it out anymore. I'm so excited. Let's go ahead and just permanent Cautious Mind Whip. And I already have my 3 in level 3, so. And
Cool.
I currently have my extra as. Wait, no, I get both of those. So, Dominant Beast or Charm Monster. I don't know what we're doing yet.
Monster.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's just like default unless we're going into something specific. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to have that as my
I mean, the
what
advantage
it's
to
trained.
the advantage to Charm Monster is the fact that it doesn't give a fuck what you are. You're real pretty.
Yep.
Which, weirdly enough, does work as an expansion of Hestian's powers and who he is as a character.
Yep.
And I don't know. I don't know
wasn't-
whether to cast Hold Person or Hold Monster, but either way, you're ugly.
Like, old
It's like,
person
here, just gonna
Charm
make this real
Monster.
easy.
Do I want you to think I'm pretty, or do I want you to hold still while my friends kick your ass?
I did want to ask one thing, and it's going to determine whether or not I take the spell. And technically, we still got like 2 minutes left. I wanted to reflavor Sickening Radiance.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, to make it do psychic damage instead. Everything else can stay the same, though.
So, I'm gonna say with that one,
It's basically him just sending out a mental onslaught on anything within range.
yeah,
Like a psychic onslaught.
Give me a second. Let me bring up.
I
The spell.
wait.
That's the one that every time you fail
I
it,
know.
you give a level of exhaustion.
Yep, here, I'll pop it so you can read it.
It kind of would make sense in a way because you'd be psychically
You're basically
like,
ripping
draining them
at their
mentally.
mind.
Mhm.
You're tearing at their mind, and it's draining them in such a way that they are becoming exhausted by the fact. No, thematically that does work. I credit where credit is due. Thematically, it does work. I'm just thinking about it.
Otherwise, I gotta find a different 4th level spell to take.
I mean, there's a lot of good 4th level spells.
Oh, yeah.
however.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I was thinking if I didn't take that, I was gonna take the Tasha's Mind, or Tasha's Lance, or whatever.
Oh,
Which
Tasha's
is-
Psychic Lance or something?
Rothrum's Psychic Lance.
Yeah, it's something like that.
It's uber powerful.
It is.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at that one as well. Range 120 feet, int saving throw, 76 psychic and incapacitation.
It's nasty.
It is a nasty spell.
The only reason why I'm thinking of taking a damaging spell is because realistically, I only have 2 damaging spells right now, and one of them was a tag-in spell that I could only use whenever I use my my shifting thing.
I get the logic, I do. I'm going to say probably no on the Sickening Radiance. Not that it isn't a good idea, and I do like it, but at the moment I'm going to say no. And the reason being is your psionic abilities tend to be more focused on, like, shattering and affecting the mind of single targets. You don't really have the psionic development to be able to, like, hit massive amounts of people all at once. I mean, there is that one, yeah.
I mean, that's my biggest AoE damaging spell that I like double the size of and get a 60-foot cone.
True, okay.
This would just be exuding all around me instead. Same concept though.
I'm back.
Well, it's not exuding all around you. That's a point you pick within range where it drops.
Well,
and
yeah.
stays there.
Yeah.
But I get the idea you're getting at.
I can wait and just grab it later. I'll just find something else to grab for now. I'm thinking of doing the lance, but I just don't know. It was really hard for me to choose.
Honestly, I think the lance is probably the better option, though, because it's going to be entertaining. You can rename it to be Hestian's Psychic Lance.
And I've also thinking about getting another summon.
Another witch?
Yeah, another summon.
Think on it.
Like,
But the only
you
the
do have
only
the time
summons
to
for-
decide. You do have the time to think about it and decide for later, though.
yeah. So I'll table my actual level up 4th level spell until I figure out something.
Fair.
I also thought about doing Storm Sphere and just turning it into Psychic instead.
Storm Spear.
Sphere,
Oh.
as in ball.
Oh, okay, Storm Sphere. I misheard. I mean... Yeah, with the...
I mean, I could always just pick up another 3rd level spell.
You could.
I mean... If we're going on just 4th level spells, you do have a lot of very nasty options.
Mhm.
Greater Invisibility is there, Polymorph is there, Invisibility Purge, Distort Gravity, Dimension Door, Confusion. There's a lot of fun ones. I could actually see you having a lot of fun with Confusion.
I definitely consider Confusion too. And I'm thinking now that you're like, well, let's hold off on doing the big old AoE psychic damage. I thought Confusion would be a good one because that's a AoE that like really assaults the mind, and I thought that could be fun.
Because Confusion doesn't damage them directly. Confusion, as an AoE, is going to just fuck with so many creatures and possibly cause them to attack their own, which is just endlessly entertaining.
It's the only thing that kind of worries me about that is I've had 0 luck with Antagonize and stuff like that so far.
Fair, fair. What rank was Crown of Madness?
Already got it.
Okay.
And again, I've tried to use it twice and flubbed both times, and it's a sucker save.
Fair. At least it has the... At least this one has the option of, since it is concentration, you can keep it up, and they have to keep making the saving throws. And...
To be honest, I was looking for stuff that isn't concentration because of my summon. I don't know. I'm just not going to worry about a 4th level spell right now because I kind of need it for my summon because now I can summon her out 1 level higher, so she'll be stronger.
Well, I mean, if you do the summon at the 1 level higher, I would suggest, like, taking the Lance, so you have a non-concentration option to match with her. Or, well, Storm Sphere, Psychic Lance, either way, a non-concentration psychic spell or something like it might be exactly what you need, just because if you've already got a bunch of concentration stuff, single instance damage spells without concentration are going to help fill out your roster of what you're flexible with and what you can handle.
I could just take Lightning Bolt and turn it Psychic too. That's always fun.
It is. And, that is, and because of the evolution of your abilities, that's a thing I allow you to do now. Alright, well, starting time is 5 minutes past, so unless there's any other last minute things, I'd say it's a great time for us to get this show on the proverbial road, as it were. Alright, so...
Who you calling a perv?
You.
Proverbial.
Nice.
Incredible.
Speaking of, I believe for this week, I think it's Vinkosh on recap. Or was it Hestian? It was one of the two of you.
I'm not 100% sure.
I haven't heard our boy Vinkosh do one in a while, if I remember correctly.
I think that's the case. Okay, so last week, if I remember correctly, we just got Atlas back, who was teleported right into the fray. Then proceeded to do a massive crit and then get knocked out. It was weird. It was both climactic and anticlimactic at the same time. Vinkosh showing off his climbing speed in active combat, managing to knock a glow ball into the boss and succeeding in applying fairy fire to it. After a lot of unlucky rolls on the boss, which was practically our saving grace, we eventually managed to put it on the back foot when it immediately healed the full.
Womp womp.
much to everyone's
How many
chagrin.
How many
Ah.
times did it do that?
Only once, but it still sucked when it happened.
Well, unfortunately for it, y'all kept making saving throws on it trying to intensify the infection, so there wasn't really much for it to drain to keep healing.
Yep. So eventually, Hestian was thrown into lava, as you would expect. Gunthar ended up going down to save him. This was, of course, after Hestian threw the boss into the lava, and
Sorry.
I think it may have taken that personally.
yeah, I probably did take that personally. Eventually, the group managed to take it down, where Gunthar dragged it down to into the pits of hell, where the rest of us can't reach the harvest.
Womp womp.
And that's about it.
Yeah. That is more or less what happened as a final note. Gonthar, as well with the assistance of the other Gon, dragged Krasaldur deep into the lava in the hopes that it would cleanse the infection directly and just get rid of as much of that bull as possible. Gonthar has not since returned back up yet. We begin today's session shortly after the battle. The last remnants of enemies have been dealt with, and you all find yourselves in a position where there is the many healers and shamans of Goliospan are basically running around trying to check everyone, and unfortunately, with especially this attack, more than half of the town is now infected. The healers are doing their best in order to make sure nobody reaches the point to begin becoming controlled by the infection. However, there are a couple of people who have reached that point, and the healers are extremely nervous about their ability to manage resources to prevent this from getting worse.
How long after is this all taking place after the guy went and took the ultimate non-ice bath of death?
You're probably looking at about 20-30 minutes afterwards. There's been a bit of a clamor and a rush as people have been scrambling because there were still some enemies outside attacking the major bits of the town, but with the threat here dealt with, those troops who were here have been either treated for their wounds or they've rushed down to try to help finish pushing the assault back and driving the threat away.
The entire time, this is just what I'm saying, that what Zara was doing that 20-30 minutes.
Yep.
He's been standing at the cliff face where Gonthar dragged Mr. Centipede looking motherfucker, I know his name, down into the lava, and he's been staring, like, wanting to make sure nothing of that thing comes back up.
Valid.
Like, intently.
Absolutely. So, you have been obviously doing your best to keep an eye on the situation, trying to make sure that this asshole did not return, and, well, to put it quite bluntly, you haven't seen even a single piece of carapace float back up.
I'm also playing for Gonthar, but that's another thing.
You have not seen Gonthar return either.
Yeah, I'm gonna be waiting there until one or the other comes back. Because he found hatred of this thing, and he's kind of grasping onto it.
Yup.
Yeah, Ben, Kosh, and Kriv are more or less doing the same, just standing there and watching.
Fantastic.
Like, if Zara sees anything, immediate a hailstorm of Eldritch Blast to destroy it.
What about you,
Yeah,
Hess?
I'll make sure to write that down for just in case.
What about you, Hestian? What have you spent the last half hour doing since the fight ended?
I mean, let's be honest, Hestian nearly died on more than one occasion there. So he has found himself kind of laid up in the medical area, just trying to, get his wounds patched up and trying to not fall unconscious.
Absolutely. You and like everyone else who has been hurt in the fight is being treated. There are many dead who have been gathered and they are being carried out of the village itself. On the beach next to Goril Spawn, there is a spot where the infected who have died are being gathered. Because it's very obvious they are planning to build a pyre. And to have fire cremate and cleanse the bodies so that the ashes can return to Earth, as all things do with time. That being said, as this half hour passes, there's just nothing. With what you know of Gonthar, given this is her home, you can imagine that she's probably still down there somewhere. She's probably fine. At the same time, though, you don't know why she's still down there, if she's trying to be certain as well, or if, like, she's just needing a break. Speaking of Gonthar, how's your lava bath going?
It is going fine.
You tell she was trying not to make a pun.
Krasardur is still moving deeper.
I'm gonna tell you now, about half hour in, the body has been just liquefied by the magma, and every single exposed piece of it has just been melted away in the deep.
Okay. She's staying down there for a while because the infection inside of her is still there, right?
As far as you know.
Okay. She is going to remain down there and try to see if the time in that environment would burn away the infection, or if the infection doesn't seem to care.
That is an excellent question, and you're absolutely able to do that. But you do know about the encounter with an infected magma elemental.
Yup. Oh, I know. And it's worrying. Believe me, I haven't stopped thinking about it.
Alright, so, for those of you up top, as the half hour passes, eventually, Voltaire, comes in, and you can see there's a very somber look on his face. He looks to all of you, and he says, "Well, good news. We're safe at the moment. Every last fuckwit seems to be gone. And that's where the good news ends."
Bad news.
Bad news is there's too many infected for us to be able to prevent this from expanding. We're prioritizing the worst, trying to make sure the healers are resting in shifts so we can maintain some degree of functionality. But we've tried every form of healing we've got, from the mundane to the origin-born powers. Fucking nothing seems to be getting rid of it.
Doesn't seem to spread normally, at least, so I don't think we have to worry about an outbreak. This group here has been fighting them for as long as we can. Hell, I've been up close, I haven't gotten affected.
And the The worst
Yes.
of it seemed to have come from the big one.
Estien's gonna clamber to his feet. I did see one that was actually healing people of this during the fight. If I could get the proper herbs together, I might be able to formulate some kind of antidote. But I would need some time and herbs and a few other choice things as well.
I'll talk to the alchemists we've got here. We'll see if any of them have something that can be used. But we're running short on ideas and time. Unfortunately, as far as we can tell, the infection, if you're not coming from the source, is manageable, but it's not going away.
I have some ideas. Point me in the direction of the most skilled alchemist you have here. And Estien's gonna, lumber himself, scorched and burned, barely clothed at this point, and hardly conscious in that direction.
Well, that'd be Sionag. She's one of the master smiths, and the best when it comes to non-smithing practices.
I'm gonna clamber off in the direction that he points
Alright.
out.
You get
I'll need to get to the pillar in the center of the volcano.
I'm going to grab Gunthar's shell, and I'm going to move it away from where she left it. I'm going to rest it against the kind of the wall, so it's
Alright.
more out of the way and looks more not just dropped. This is Elder Torkal, right? That's talking.
No, this is Baltair Lavaborn.
Oh, this is Baltair.
Tobalt died. I got it.
So he got infected.
I thought he got his neck snapped and then infected.
No, as a reminder, Torkal is not dead. He is, however, extremely infected, to the point where he does not appear to have all of his mental faculties anymore, and he seems to be having reached the point where the infection has now begun controlling him.
I look at Baltair. I'm going to say, would this infection possibly also alter Gunthar's shell?
It's not impossible, but we don't know enough about it to say for certain. I'm more worried about whether or not it's gotten into Tharn herself.
Oh no, she hasn't come back yet.
Maybe she's trying to see if the lava will burn it away.
Zara shrugs.
Well, there's not much we can be doing. So, let us all get to other forms of work in the meantime.
What time of day is it?
If I
We've been
recall-
going for a while.
Yes, if I recall correctly, I believe right now it's about mid-afternoon.
Estien is getting ready to have to create caffeine. Because he's not going to sleep till he figures this shit out.
Just do crack.
Yeah.
No, you.
Baltair is going to get going, as with Torkal out of commission, he has a lot on his plate. All of the remaining Master Smiths who can are currently stepping up to try and do what they can to mitigate the damage, but you learn quite easily that part of the problem is anyone who is infected needs to be kept separate from the rest so it doesn't spread. However, in order to treat them, that means the healers have to be there. And if they are there, then they get infected too.
That's on Vinkosh to deal with because... Zara said he was doing something too, didn't he?
I already did it. I'm trying to figure out right now what to do.
Oh, so then that's on Vinkosh and Zara.
No, it's
God
not.
damn it.
It's because he wouldn't be able to do that particularly that well.
Well, no, you're just there to protect the healers.
Oh, no, here's the thing. And as a reminder, you have learned that things like Lesser Restoration are able to not get rid of it entirely, but they are able to push back the infection so that people are able to maintain their faculties. However, like Torkal, for example, has reached the point where, like, Lesser Restoration just is not enough anymore.
Well, lay on hands was enough, and that's essentially what Hestian is looking to try to recreate. Some kind of radiant remedy, basically, out of some kind of mixture concoction. He's going to figure something out. Well, he's going to try to figure something out, but that's what he saw that was most effective against this crap, so...
Well, Lay on Hands functionally is doing the same thing that Lesser Restoration does, but the infection is not completely gone yet. Which is where the problem is, as unless it is treated regularly, it keeps just growing and growing.
Well, for now, we'll just make some kind of tincture that they can drink and try to find a permanent cure.
Yes. So we're gonna start with you, Hestian, just because, like, the others are still thinking about what they're doing, so I want to give them a little time. You get looking, and you find Sionag. Also, her full name is Sionag Firestarter, for those who have fucks to give.
Solid. I'm actually gonna... can I get the spelling of her name? Because I'm gonna put her down as a contact for Heston.
Absolutely. She's someone you probably would have run into, at least, because she was helping with the with creating all of your equipment. Most of her work was trying to figure out which ways to incorporate materials in so that the melding of materials would stick.
And what species is she?
So she is a child of fire. Also known as a tiefling, if you're boring.
Boo.
You're boring and raw.
And can I get the spelling of the city real quick?
Golior Spawn?
Yes, because I don't know how to spell that. I'm not even trying to do it.
Here you go. You know, it should be in notes somewhere.
I know, I'll just quick request, see if you do it. If not, I was going to find it. Oh, right. So, I find myself wherever it is that she may be, and kind of heave myself into the area.
Where you find her is in her home, as she has her own laboratory for alchemical and herbal works. As you step in, you see the constantly filled shelves with all sorts of materials. Many of the town's requests for alchemical and herbalistic materials, many of them, if they are not requested by her, are projects she is at least aware of. So a lot of their remnants and leftovers do make their way towards her because many of the city's best people will consult with her as she knows the most. You step in, you can see the shelves of supplies and materials. You can see tables filled with active experiments, and one table that has been cleared of everything except for just piles of equipment and materials, as she seems to have set everything on pause and is focusing on a singular project right now, and it's not hard to guess which one.
Hestian shudders for a moment whenever he first walks in the door and then composes himself. We all know what he just did. As he kind of looks around this dream boat of a room, he would love to have his own laboratory. That would be so amazing. But he kind of shambles up. I assume you're Lady Firestarter.
Not much of a lady to me, but call me what you will. But yes, I'm Sionag. You might recognize me as the smith who's more or less in charge of Little Golnakreen.
I'm here to assist you in any way I can. I've gathered some inside information on these creatures and brought some things you may want to look at. I'm not sure if you've been able to collect any of the eggs that are spawned from these creatures or if you know anything of them.
Oh, I'll take any information I can get. What you got for me?
Hessian kind of shuffles in, and I would like to know if the eggs survived the larva.
That is an excellent question. I am going to say no. But
Fantastic.
there are pieces of them left. So there is some material.
I'm still linked with Zara. Zara, you kept one of the eggs, didn't you?
Nope.
Damn, I thought somebody kept one of the eggs other than me.
Think Vinkosh.
Was it you, Vinkosh?
Don't believe it was me.
Okay, well, if it wasn't either one of you, then obviously when we got there, we just got cooked inside the
Let's
belly.
see what that write down.
I legitimately was destroying them.
Mm.
I think I ended up giving both to you.
That's what I thought. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, kind of head over and pull the charred. But wouldn't they just be cooked at this point because they were leather bound?
They would be burnt to
Deep
a
boiled.
crisp.
Fun. Pull out the charred scarf and unravel it. I don't think they survived the larva, but we could still be able to gather some useful material from them. But I do have this, and I'm going to pull out some of that nourishing shit.
Yes.
We might be able to use this catalyst space to make some kind of... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so as you're pulling those out, she is taking the charred eggs, setting them down, and you see she is pulling out a dagger, and she's immediately cutting one open to dissect it. As she does, you are seeing that whatever was forming inside of this egg has been incinerated to the point where it's just a charred husk, and she is looking through it for any pieces of fluids or materials, any piece that could give her any clues.
Could I help her with that?
Absolutely. Give me, in this case, it's going to be a medicine check at advantage.
I don't like that roll.
It would not be a success.
Okay. Magical guidance.
That's better. Alright, 17. That is decent. So, she cuts this thing open. It sort of just slumps in half. You can see the charred bits. She starts on one side. You form your psychic blades, as since they lack physical form most of the time, they don't exactly get dirty. Weirdly, somehow, your mind is always sterilized, even though you're a dirty motherfucker.
Nah.
Incredible.
Everything Hessian does is pure. This is proof. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Pure porn lover.
He loves out of love. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Alright, so as she is beginning on the one side, you help by taking over the other. The two of you are just scrounging for anything you can find still remnant. And you do actually both find a couple bits of... I guess the best term for it is the embryonic fluid. It's a tiny amount. It's not enough to use alchemically, but she immediately scoops it and puts it into a vial. You do the same, and with the two sample vials, you can see there is not happiness, but there is some relief on her as she says, "Good. This will be enough, at least, I think, to figure out more about these. What is their infection? How does it spread? don't even know.
I am
what this
going to
thing
also
is.
confer to her all of the information that I gathered from the eggs from the time that I studied them as well.
No, absolutely.
Which wasn't a whole heck of a lot of time, but I think I got at least one really good roll when me and I want to say it was either Vinkosh or Zara was looking at these eggs with me. I think it was Vinkosh, but one of those rolls was actually pretty decent.
You did get some decent rolls when it came to learning about these. And one of the things that you've learned with the time that you had spent is that, you know, these eggs were left gestating to grow and mature and to be able to survive on their own. Which, while fascinating, is also weird to a degree, because Krasardur was just spitting these out fully formed in the middle of combat. So, if he could do
So there's
that,
a smaller one.
why did it need to gestate them?
That means there's another one.
Possible. Looking it over, Sionag looks to you and says, well, from what I can tell, Materials appears to be trying to develop them long enough to survive on their own. Voltaire was telling me how it spats them out. Best guess is they need to cook in order to live longer than a single day. And if they're not left to cook, they'll be able to fight, but they'll burn out quickly, like a rapid infection instead of a long-term one.
We told that I did most about this sicknesses. It seems to be profoundly affected by fire and by radiance. So I was thinking maybe a concoction of fire lilies and perhaps some kind of, I haven't found anything yet, but some sort of holy liquid of some sort. Is there anyone around that might be able to collect some for us? Or do you have some in this wonderful laboratory? Heston's starting to get his swing back.
In terms of materials connected to fire, that's easy, plenty. As for whatever else was burning them intensely, I'm afraid I don't know what to work with. That's it. I think I've got an idea. And, hear me out. We need someone who can go quickly to make the journey, but, well, I've heard rumors of a dove that is born from both the lines of water and earth. One that knows a lot about healing. Could be worth inquiring.
One of us does have connections to a dove that is born of water. Perhaps if we cross the lake again, we can encounter him. We may be able to gather some information there. Do you know where this creature is?
As far as I know, this medicine dove is somewhere across the lake, but I've also heard that's where we've had sightings of one of the Titans, so your guess is as good as mine.
I hand over one of the vials of the nutritious liquid shit that I got. I looked into this as well. It does have extremely potent grafting capabilities and nutrition resourcing. This may be helpful in building a teacher that might work to help these people.
It's not much to work with. Was there any of this material left over, wherever you got it from?
Most of it's been destroyed, but if we can find any hunters that are willing to go and search the nearby caves, we might find another one of these hatcheries. That is our best bet. I can tell them what to look for.
Good. I'll have some assembled. They'll meet you down in the mead house. I will keep working here, and hopefully we can come up with something.
Kind of looking around. Might I take some of these herbs off your hands? So I can better prepare my party, because you said you need someone to move quickly to go and find this dove. I think it might be something that we're up to the task for.
If you think I can handle it, be getting going and take what you need. But I'm gonna need as much as I can for my research.
I won't take much. There's only 4 of us. And I start collecting a few random medicinal herbs and,
Yep.
things like that.
I'd say you are able to gather enough easily for about 5 vials of medicinal herb uses.
Nice. That's what I was running short. Well, we called it restorative herbs, but yeah, I got
You know.
6.
Uh,
Okay.
the name is less relevant
Yeah, it's
than
really- yeah.
the intended purpose.
We both know what it is. Wink, wink. We know what it is. Actually, I had no idea. Just random medicinal herbs.
It's, if you know anything about herbology or old school medicine, there's a bunch of herbs that can be used as antiseptics,
Mhm.
anesthesias, all kinds of stuff. So
Alright.
it's a lot of stuff like that. Anyways,
But I was gonna ask, does she have any primal dust? Because I would like to grab a little bit more of that if I can,
mm,
or any kind of dust at all, because it's really good ink based.
she does, but she's worried about needing it. Give me a persuasion check.
It's my real skill.
I know, because you're just so bad at it. Alright, she isn't sure if she can part with a lot, but she does offer to let you, to take some of the,
Just 1 or 2, yeah.
dust from an earth elemental.
Ooh.
As she thinks that's
Okay.
going to be, that's going to probably be more useful in terms of if you need to use it for making anything for healing, as both
100%.
water and earth are more commonly used in terms of components for healing materials, but pretty much anyone in the field would know it's often you want the most powerful stuff to have a combination of as many different sources
Yeah.
from all of the origins to get truly potent healing, as people are even the most potent person leading towards, say, fire, for example, still has a bit of everything else in them.
Does she have any water elemental essence or anything like that?
She does, but none that she can spare. She can only really spare
Gotcha.
1 thing of the earth at the moment, because she needs to make sure she has enough for her research.
So is that
and
an
to-
essence or dust?
I'm gonna say dust.
Okay,
It's specifically going to be earth elemental dust.
perfect. Thank you. And then after that, I kind of give her a nod. I am, however, going to hand over to her, because I do have a little bit to spare. I'm going to hand over 2 of the fire touch tulips that I have, just so that she can have a little bit more to work with. I know it's not a whole lot, but it's just 2 bushels is enough to at least make 2 more, tinctures if needed.
No, absolutely. Like, she appreciates that, and she'll let you know that they are going to go to good use. And you are sent down to the meat house, where you can give instructions to hunters on where to go looking for some of the materials that you think she's going to need. Vinkosh and Zara, the 2 of you are still at the cave. You have been informed during all this time that Torkal is elsewhere, and he has been secured. He's strapped down to a bed. They're doing their best to make sure he doesn't progress too far, but since he's already in the 2nd stage, their best is just preventing him from getting worse and keeping him sedated at the moment.
Right. Looking over to Voltaire, would you mind if we probably got rid of these bodies of these things that attacked us? As he motions to the literal many, many, many bodies that we've disposed of, and probably instead of building a pyre, throw them in the lava.
He thinks about it for a moment. It's like, if there's anything that can cleanse the rotten infection, it's probably going to be that. All the same, for those of our own, we're still going to gather them together so the town can say goodbyes before they're cleansed.
I was more or less talking about the attackers.
I know.
Okay. Well, you said goodbye, and I'm like, why are you saying goodbye to the attackers? Fuck them.
To their own people, because you made an excellent point, and the lava would be a far more effective means of both cleansing the body, and for them it does almost feel ceremonial to a degree, because, you know, there is the lava and the earth that is their home. It is the volcano with which the town is named for. So it does, to a degree, to them, make sense, but they're still gonna, like, gather up all of their own dead, in order just to try to let those who are still alive say their goodbyes.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're more than able to start tossing monster bodies, or as well as cultists, into the lava, and just saying, like, no, fuck you, you don't get a goodbye.
That was my intention from the start. Fuck these guys.
Absolutely fuck those guys.
Fuck you, eat.
What about you, Vinkosh?
My children.
Bedtime. Okay.
Do you need another minute?
No, I would literally just ran to the bathroom, so but I'm
Ah.
fine now.
Okay.
Okay, so right now Vinkosh is trying to figure out how to reach that obsidian pillar that's in the center of the volcano.
Yeah, from the reminder of the map, there was a hole, that was fenced off with a ladder, which is normally the way, those in, Goliospan, especially if they're trying to, perform the ceremony to become a master smith, they get down in order to try and find where they're gone. But the pillar you're looking for is much farther out there. It's in the middle of the lava. So getting across there is not the easiest thing in the world. It's not impossible, but it's not going to be easy.
How far from a safe landing point is it?
Farther away than you can teleport.
Fuck.
Vinkosh will head down that hole and have a closer look.
Absolutely. As you climb down this ladder, the edge of the Lake of Fire that you encounter, there is various points along the edge where there's, like, broken pathways and whatnot, spots that look like they've tried to, like, reinforce them as safely as they can, but no, when you're working with something like lava, just about anything you put in there is gonna risk melting over time, no matter what. That being said, if you're wanting to go around, like, you do see that there is a pathway of a sort that does seem to lead to, like, a side cavern. You're not sure how far deep that goes down, but there are more spaces to explore as you go.
Yeah, I think for now I'll just keep exploring, try to find a way to that pillar as soon as I can.
Absolutely. You spend your time down below. Give me a survival check. I don't need you to do athletics because you can walk on walls.
15. It's not the worst.
No. So you're not able to find any pathway that directly is going to make it easier to get to that pillar. However, as you are exploring, you are able to find like the series of like various caves and tunnels that lead deeper into the volcano, spots where the lava goes down beside it, almost like a waterfall to some extent. It's terrifying and beautiful, and the heat is overwhelming. Give me a quick constitution save, please.
Is it for heat or smog?
It is for heat, actually.
Okay. Just making sure because the armor Vinkosh has would help with that.
No, absolutely. The
It's
funny
con
thing is,
save.
with where you are now, you're actually in deep enough that smog isn't an issue. It is just the environment around the lava is so unbearably hot. Like, you are right in the middle of a volcano. This thing is so hot it feels like your skin is on fire, even with a resistance to fire.
That 20 says otherwise.
Well, the 20 means you are handling it perfectly well.
I'm
but
joking.
it's still not fun. It's not supposed to be. But yes, you are able to keep exploring. You're going down the various pathways, the tunnels, and eventually they lead to another large open area, deeper in the volcano, where you see another massive lake of fire. Now, you don't really see much in terms of platforms in the middle of this. However, what you do see is there are a number of other caverns where lava is feeding down into this one. This appears to be the deepest part of the volcano one can reach safely. And make me a perception check.
Alright, perception 22.
Amazing.
And just for the fun of it, since Crib would be there, we'll have her rolls well.
Okay.
15.
Well, you see this well before Kriv would. Far, far in the distance, what looks to be, for lack of a better way to describe it, a piece of ramped stone on the edge of this lake of fire on the far side. That's kind of acting like a beach. You see a couple of slimes made of lava. They look very much like Gonthar does when she is out of her shell. But they seem to be extremely small ones, far in the distance.
Oh, baby gone.
Must be like Gonthar. That could be the way forward. Kriv binds women over there. She'll nod and make use of her fire invulnerability to get onto the other side to have a look.
Yeah, Kriv is able to explore without much issue. When she gets to the area, as you are watching, she is struggling to find anything that'll get you closer. But as she lands, some of those Gon that are there seem to be reacting towards her in a very interesting way. They are like cautious but also curious. They get a little playful with her at one point. They seem to react to her with some degree of familiarity, though you're not quite exactly sure what it is that is their perception, because outside of the Gon that have come to the surface and been taught words and things, like, you don't know if these things even have language, or they're just existing.
Huh, I wonder why they were acting like that. I think Vinkosh will take the time to observe for now.
Yeah.
And I don't think Kriv will mind the intention, like, there's nothing they could really do to hurt her, since she's immune to fire damage.
Absolutely. And yeah, like, Kriv is probably having fun, all things considered, because, you know, Kriv enjoys playing, and these things will play with her. And they're all, like, Kriv has gotten bigger because she has gotten stronger with magic, which you're not entirely certain how it works, but with her being slightly...
This is before the long rest, so this would be
Oh.
still baby Crib.
Well, then they'd be about the same size.
We need a long rest before we level.
Oh, I know. We'll get to that. But yeah, like, it's a lot of this, but, like, with all the exploring you're doing, you're really not able to find much that's going to give you an easier way to access that pillar. But, like, you do know, like, there are probably ways, though the only way you could reasonably achieve it on your own, given your climbing ability, would be functionally to run up the wall of the main cavern that's visible from the throne, and to basically jump off, hope you land in the right spot, and try very hard to survive the fall.
That's not the best out idea, since I have no way back, is the problem.
Yeah, it would not be super great.
So I think after today's expedition, I'll call back Crib and then head back, get a long rest in, try again tomorrow.
Absolutely. You are more than able to make your way back. While this has been going on, Zara, you are informed that Hestian is been giving instructions on where they found some of these caves and what to look for to try and bring more material for examining and research. And the healers are doing their best, and there's just enough energy to make sure like the worst are not progressing, but like this is going to be a long process to try and maintain things, and they're more or less having to like take those who are infected and like quarantine them. You are told that with Elder Torkal being strapped down, it is possible to visit him, but given his state, that is very much something that you should not do unless you are prepared for the risk. Zara?
I'm sorry. I was muted. What did you say again? I was talking.
I was letting you know while you were tossing corpses into the lava, you were informed about the progress of how things were. The infected had been like quarantined away with as many healers as they could, but the healers were basically using everything they had just to prevent the infection from getting worse, and they had almost no resources for anything outside of that right now. Torkal has been quarantined as well, like the rest of the infected, with him being like strapped down and everything. They said if you want to visit him, you can, but like with the way the infection is, to do so only at your own risk.
Yeah, okay. How many of the bodies have I helped essentially get rid of at this point? Like a majority, or?
I'd say by the time Vinkosh gets back, and by the time this information is passed on to you about what Hestian's been up to, I'd say you probably would have gotten all of the ones in the main cavern. In this upper cavern, the whole area from the entryway all the way to the throne has been cleared and tossed.
So what we fought, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
I think
this
after
process is going to take like a whole hour just to get them all tossed, and I feel like Vinkosh will be back by then.
Yeah. I think after that, he'd probably be like fucking exhausted because he's not that strong, and that's a lot of bodies, and
True,
bodies are
but
fucking heavy.
You're also getting help, so it's not all you.
I know. Still, I'm going off of stats and character. Everything is put into one stat, so he doesn't have to focus on 30 different stats.
Yeah, that's still a lot of work, like you said, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. I deny nothing.
When he's finished with that, he's honestly just going to go to where I honestly have him on the map. He's going to sit down and just flop on his back and just stare at whatever time of day it is. I know you said afternoon. It's probably like what?
I'm
3 or whatever.
saying it's probably approaching evening at this point.
He's gonna stare at the sky and he's gonna just like, what is Key doing? Or how does he? Should I just insight Key just so I can see how he's taking in all this?
Go for it.
I'm not good at it. I knew it, and it was a double nat 1. I had it set to GM.
Eh,
I'll take it.
I mean, he just seems to be like staring out, like just looking at the horizon right now.
What's on your mind?
I mean, thing's dead now, right? But the shit it's caused still isn't gone, so we're gonna need pretty fucking powerful healing to get rid of it all.
Fucked.
Also,
I
think some of your friends are infected now too.
was just about to break. Are you reading my mind?
I don't know. Maybe we just have the same brain and you've lost yours.
The most likely.
Wait, if we have the same brain, but I've lost mine, that means you would have lost yours.
Yep. We'll be crazy together.
They're fighting over the one brain cell.
Slams the back of his head on the ground. Fuck.
Could be worse. You didn't get infected. It's just everyone else.
I mean, Heston's Gucci.
Testing got infected too.
No, Heston didn't get infected.
You did.
Nope, you did.
Actually, you did. You got infected last time.
No, I didn't know that. Okay, well, that happened.
You got a level.
Yeah.
Shit.
You,
I'm so fucking
Gonthar,
tired.
and Atlas all by the end had at least one level of infection. If I'm double checking things correctly, I believe Vinkosh got lucky being in the front line and did not get any.
I would have had a point if I didn't use my luck points to reroll.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Shit. I am so fucking tired right now. We've been going non-stop for the entirety of the day.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. And some sleep would be good, but I don't know how much time, and many of those we can afford until this is dealt with.
His eyes lull a bit as he looks over at him. You don't even do anything half the time. You just kind of float around. What am I saying?
I'm your emotional support, crazy.
You don't even know what you are.
I mean, neither do I, but does it matter? I'm here.
At least I have someone to talk to.
You got your friends too.
Yeah, but they're all running around like chickens with their heads cut off, busy with... Looks down over the... He sits up and he leans down looking over the thing. Tries to see if he can spot Hestian.
At this point, Heston would be like grabbing some guy, taking him inside the bar.
With a 10.
I mean, let's be fair. You're probably grabbing one of the other infected. Because, like, you are aware that you have been infected. So you're probably grabbing someone else who is and being like, look, let me give you a good time just in case we don't survive this.
I am 100% behind that idea. Like, we're gonna love over a healing tincture that I put together to see if it works.
You got a bond, you know?
I mean,
I'm gonna pretend I didn't see him.
actually, on that note, Hestian, give me, I'm gonna say either survival or medicine at advantage, because you have been doing some work in trying to come up with something.
Some? I've been busting my ass. What are you talking about, some? I'm next to death, my dude.
So, with a lot of effort and during this whole time, you were able to come up with something that you think would get rid of most infections, most diseases would be cleared away. And you do find someone to give a good time to and to share it with.
Oh no, Heston would not be actually looking for anyone. Right now. He is single-minded. This would really be the first time anyone would see Heston really single-mindedly doing something. And DM, as you know from his backstory, he's taking this on as an assignment. Basically, he is full-on focused on what he's doing.
Yeah, valid. I will say then, as you're able to come up with something that is going to work functionally similar to like most potions that get rid of poisons and diseases, are you testing it on yourself or someone else?
I would prefer to find somebody who is sicker than I am, because like my symptoms are manageable right now. So I'd probably be, after I talk to everybody at the meat house, tell them what I need. I would go over to the medical tents and do what I could, with the medicines that I do have. And throw together some Hestian salves, because I think that might help with staving it back at least a little bit, at least taking the edge off. I do want to use at least 4 uses of my medical herbs to, stir some of that up, give it to the most needing people. And then this new tincture that I'm making, I want to test on somebody who has at least three signs of infections, essentially. So like a level 3 infection or higher.
Well, when it comes to the infection, in this particular case, how it is functioning is the number of infection stacks is how much it is affecting your capabilities. You're more worried about when the infection becomes in its next stage, in which case it becomes something that is kind of controlling the person. But that said, you are able to take it to people that who are like close to hitting
On the
second
verge,
stage.
yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
And like you provide it to them, and it does seem to alleviate the symptoms, but it's still not getting rid of it.
I am going to burn some of my nutritious stuff to make another tincture, something that might be a self-procreating, bacteria or something like that might be able to eat this sickness, essentially. Like, I do have a few things that I was like legit. I'm like looking at all the stuff I have, and like the properties of it. I'm like putting it together on what it could do. And essentially, yeah, I want to go ahead. Sorry.
The good news is you are able to set that up, and if like you're wanting to set up that experiment somewhere safe to make sure that it's allowed to run to see if the bacteria is going to do what it's supposed to do.
I would go back to the master.
Yeah, to Sionog. You're more than welcome to set that up, as she's going to want to observe this as well. You let her know what it is you've come up with, the experiment you're trying, what you've done to help treat some of the people, and the knowledge that you share with her. She is going to be instructing other alchemists to follow that same recipe for at least trying to mass produce something that can mitigate and prevent it from getting worse. But at this point, you all...
We know we can't get rid of it.
What's that?
At this point, we know we can't get rid of it right now.
No, but you are at least all collectively working together, able to prevent it from getting worse. And so the people who are infected, but they haven't reached the second stage, they're still, strictly speaking, able to function. So the town does have access to the majority of its people for trying to work on this, which is the good news.
This shit's like syphilis.
The hunters who are whether they're infected or not, they are being gathered into squads, going out for more resources for whatever alchemical purpose they can. People aren't even asking for scales right now. Everyone is just like, no, this is our home, not on my fucking ass. Are you gonna let this shit happen here? So there is a lot of activity with that going on. But you set this experiment, and the the day turns to evening, turns to night. You all end up going to bed with doing as much treatment as you can.
Estienne does not go to bed that first night. I'll take a level of exhaustion.
Give me the con save then.
Okay.
Alright.
13.
You are fine for the moment, but as a point of order, that save is going to get to a higher DC every time you do that.
Okay.
So... Yes. Are you going to attempt to get a long rest even without sleeping?
Oh man, I don't.
Because you can be resting while just watching the experiments.
Yeah, I'm gonna take like cat naps in between stages of the experiment.
Yeah, like you're not doing anything intensive at this point, but you're staying awake to watch them.
I'm like, wake me up if anything important happens.
Yes. And you're like provided like one of the portable beds that hunters often use. The ones that are basically folded beds that can be packed up and carried. That's provided. It's set up for you in the lab, so you can be close to the experiment, get up, check it, go back to bed. So you don't have to like do long bits of travel that would interrupt the long rest.
I think this is the first night Heston went to bed alone.
Well, he's kind of prioritizing right now. As morning comes round, give me another con save.
Oh, fantastic! There it is. Boop.
That is a failure.
Nah.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, no, 19 will be good enough, and the DC is going your lack of sleep is going to increase. Or are you actually going to, like, get the proper sleep in?
No, I'm just taking cat naps in between experiments.
Fantastic. So, the good news is you're not suffering exhaustion, and all of you can hit your long rest buttons and have your level up. The bad news is, as you are checking these experiments, nothing you have tried is getting rid of this. At the most you are pulling off is just mitigating it. And even the long-term stuff you're experimenting with, the best it does is just keep it at bay for longer periods. But the long-term stuff you work on that's giving more time is also, unfortunately, just a massive fucking struggle, because it takes extremely rare ingredients in order to be able to produce that effect.
I would like to use a spell.
Go for it.
So in the morning, like in these cat naps, the way that I'm like putting my level up and the new spell that I got, Hestion, he's having these flashes in his mind while he's like having these cat naps, these few moments of sleep. They're distorted. He can't really understand what he's seeing. He doesn't know what he's experiencing. Whenever he gets up in the morning, he goes over to one of the alchemical shelves and just starts grabbing materials. And whenever Firestarter would say something to him, he doesn't even respond to her. And he just collects the materials, and he kneels down on the floor, and I have to roll a d8. And as he starts trying to put these materials together, something kind of snaps him, and he kind of shakes his head before he uses them. And what happened? Just looking around confused. He has no idea what just happened. And that's it.
Okay, so, you tried to do the thing, you were not able to do the spell thing, I presume.
I was not, because it has gold component, and gold doesn't exist in this world. So,
well, the element of gold, the material does exist.
I only have 19.
It's not used as currency, is the thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so
gold,
would she have some gold in there at all?
She might have it as like a rare precious metal that she's tried experimenting with it alchemically. So, let me roll a thing to see if she has any.
That might change the whole thing.
She does have a small amount, but not much.
I need 25 GP worth of gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she doesn't quite have enough in her own supplies, but given you are told it is a metal that you are told you could see if any of the other smiths have tried working with it.
During this moment, you wouldn't have time to do that, but yeah. We'll try it again tomorrow.
All right. But yeah. So you all wake up, your long rests are done, your level up is done. As you are all gathering for food and you're going to be discussing what to do, you are joined by Gonthar, who has just recently emerged from the lava.
I'm back. He's gone.
Also, I need all of you to give me a con save.
Nope.
All
I
of
don't
us.
I don't want to.
All of you.
21. I was 2 GM again. Why did I do
Nope.
15?
23.
6.
I'm gonna burn all my sorcery points before we get anywhere.
All right. So, let's see here. Zara, Hestian, both successes. Vinkosh and Gonthar, those are both failures, unless you want to do something about it.
I'll add 2 luck points, make it a 17.
All right, then yours is a
I'll-
success.
I'll
Oh,
use lucky.
Purely out. Thanks for that, Gunthar.
19.
19 is a success. All right, so you are all managing to
Yep.
not succumb to the infection, but you do feel it is still hitting you.
Huh? But
as a-
Zara... Wait, I'm not infected.
You have been around infected people.
I've been in the tunnel. Okay, fair enough.
You came out of the tunnel. Remember? You came back.
I'm not gonna argue it. It makes sense.
Well,
We have been fighting the very scourge of rot. We've been exposed to rot a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
those of you who have not been infected, you are still not infected at the moment, but you have been around a lot of infected people, which is a point of concern. Those of you who are infected, it has not gotten worse for you, not yet at least.
Except for
look to
Gunthar.
We're not gonna be able to stay here for long.
I did hear. Well, I guess I would go and meet up with you guys because I wanted to talk to you guys anyway. I did hear there may be one hope. There is a broodling that may. Wait, it wasn't a broodling. It was the other thing.
Is a dove.
A dove. There's a dove that is said to be not far from here. A titanic beast separates us from them, but Zara, you did speak of a water dove that you've seen before. Perhaps we could converse with it and find out what this other one is.
I possibly could.
In that case, Zara and I should head over there.
I have this feeling that with the right amount of resources, I could potentially commune with. I can't be right, never mind. Just kind of shake my head, and I'm gonna pull out a bit of fire mead and have a drink, because I am. You guys can see that Hestian still looks like shit. He hasn't done his hair. He hasn't changed his clothes. And you can clearly tell he didn't actually sleep last night.
He looks like how I feel.
I'm gonna place a hand on Hestian's shoulder.
Fantastic.
No, hold on. I need to know. Does that proc?
Yes. That is literally what I was about to say.
Cool. As I touch you, this immediately goes off. I cannot stop it. It gets subtle spelled, so it goes by because this automatically happens. How do I describe this? Immediately as I touch you, you feel a rush of energy rush into your body. You feel it run through all of your veins as your veins start to glow this bright, radiant fire, and all I'm gonna say is that I remove curse.
Okay.
Well, damn.
Hestia.
It burns for a few seconds, but after those few seconds go away, whatever ailments that are ailing you are gone. I have to give her that spell slot now.
Alright, so, Hestian, as your veins feel like they are filled with blinding hot fire from this, there's a brief moment, as soon as it ends, where you're just kind of stunned, as it slowly dawns on you that because you were in a state where the infection was kept at an absolute minimum and had not progressed into getting worse, the infection is burnt from the inside, and you are no longer infected.
So, Hestia is definitely gonna have a response to this. So, as you like place your hand on my shoulder and kind of that searing sensation like surges from my shoulder down toward my chest and then throughout the rest of my body, Hestian is gonna like fumble backwards and fall out of the seat that he was sitting in. And like as that feeling washes over of the extreme heat, just what did you just do to me?
One, Zara takes like a half step back from you, like startled from that sudden thing, because he technically does not know what he just did. And he looks down at it. He looks down at his hand. Then he looks at Key. Then he looks at you. Then he looks at the air in off to the side of him, because that's where Key is. And he looks at you again. Looking him over, what? Just looking him over, can we tell that it's gone?
Well, one, medicine check, please, and two, as
16.
Okay, so with a 16, you were able to tell that the infected veins that appear on the skin of those who have been infected do not appear there anymore. They look like they have returned to normal. Two, as you are looking at him and seeing what has just happened, Key, just a little surprised as you, goes, said, Did you just cleanse the motherfucker?
He looks down at his hand as he blinks, and he immediately reaches over and he touches Gonthar, and I do it at 4th level.
Alright.
As Warlock.
Yeah. So, you touch Gonthar, and Gonthar, the burning sensation in you is different from your own fiery nature that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
But while it is shocking and very briefly unpleasant, it feels as though, whilst there is something still a little off about how you feel as a person, the infection itself seems to be gone.
Ah.
Can I get a medicine check on that, as I see it happen to someone else?
Absolutely. Vinkosh, if you want a medicine check as well, since you're here, you can do so.
I hate that roll. I like that one a lot better.
I think I
Okay.
just cleansed both of you.
So-
the two of you can see that the infected veins are just not there anymore, and with Gonthar, the bits of stink coming off of her, because while she's in her shell, you don't actually see her actual physical body, but the smell of that infection interacting with fire causes this unpleasant scent.
Yeah.
That scent has gone away.
I assume it's not completely gone since you got infected like 9 times, right?
As far as you can tell, it externally appears to be completely gone, but
I'll note you can see a bit of her actual form through the large crevice like in her chest. And every once in a while you can see a little bit of it peeking out through cracks and like periodic cracks in the shell, but I just wanted to...
that's fine.
So, with a 24, kind of seeing how this happens, could Heston get one of those kind of holy shit epiphany moments that it might be something other than a disease?
Absolutely. Definitely, you would both have figured that out. Well, with what the two of you with the 24s would know, this thing acts as poison, disease, and something else at the same time. And unless you have a way to get rid of all of those, it's just going to find a way to persist.
And I'm realizing that Venkosh will walk over to Hestian and Gunthar use 2 levels of Restore Restoration.
What are you doing to me? It's better.
Hestian's gonna kind of think for a moment and look.
Sit still or it'll come back.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's not just. The only other thing it could be is a curse. And that's the reason why restoration of the spells of the soul. And Hestian just starts rambling to himself incoherently as after Venkosh touches him, he kind of places his hand on the on like Venkosh's hand. Wait, I think I'm fine. I think I might have it. I think I might have it. And he just jumps up and dashes off towards the master's alchemical lab.
Unfortunately, I think Zara and I can only do that so many times. We can't cure the entire town.
I can.
But now Hestian has something to work with, though.
I'm gonna start figuring out how many times I can do it before I'm spent for the next hour. So give me a few minutes.
Yeah, you're doing math in your head, but you do know with the size of the town and the number of infected people, unlike one person trying to like disinfect everyone, you would functionally probably have to spend months to one at a time with just the sheer numbers of people.
And then quarantine everyone consistently.
Zara, do you think you could do that one more time?
I can do it. 4.
4 more time? Perfect.
That's without me doing any sorcery bullshit at the moment, which is what I'm trying to figure out.
Fortunately, I can only use that spell one last time. If we can't cure both the disease and the curse, then we won't be able getting too far.
Well,
But
Hestian stops you before you use it on him again.
I thought Hestian was.
He did. You ran off.
Yeah, he stopped you before you touched him and he said, I think I'm fine, and then took off.
The problem is, Venkosh came with the realization if they're both not cured, then it's just gonna come back.
But the thing is that Hestian was already at the lowest level, and so when Rosara would have done his thing, it would have gotten rid of it already.
So
We technically don't know this.
Technically, no.
To answer the question, because I know it's coming up, from what you could tell, it appeared to be fully gone once Remove Curse was applied. However, Venkosh still would have applied Lesser Restoration just in case, because if there was any chance of anything remaining, it was very much a better safe than sorry.
Well, my only reason why I say that is just the simple fact that Hestian and Old Lady Firestarter already have like the equivalent of a Lesser Restoration cure put together, and so that's something we'd already have access to without using any other resources.
Anyways, since I was trying to say, Venkosh will say, let's go see the Elder, the one that's currently losing his mind. Maybe we can cure him working together.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Alright, fantastic. The two of you are making your way up. I assume, Gonthar, you're following along?
Also, Kriv is bigger. Venkosh doesn't seem to notice.
Gonfar's... I can't decide whether she's going to go with them or whether she would try to go to Hestian.
I mean, it is up to you. If you're not certain, just roll for odds and evens.
Guys, so when I was down there, that thing's body melted in the lava, but the stuff inside me, even though I was down there for that long, nothing happened to it.
It's because this is magical in nature.
Okay, I'm worried that because this thing spreads, right? Like that's how that works.
Well, Venkash just looks away uncomfortable. He pretty much just says everything that needs to be said.
My fear is if the lava can't kill it, can't get rid of this stuff, and it spreads, what happens if it goes to the other Golem that are down there?
Well, we're not about to let that happen.
Okay. I'm going to go follow Hestian and tell him about that, and then I will come join you. I'll be with you in a bit. And she goes and runs off in the direction Hestian went. She doesn't know where he's going, just where he had gone to before he was out of sight, but she'll find him.
Absolutely. Alright, so we'll start with the two
I'll
of you.
also
Yes.
I'll also have to get Atlas and Melvana at some point. I know they were hit hard
Yes.
as well.
Especially with all of the alchemists working on the thing that can help suppress the disease, you're able to find Atlas and Melvana without too many issues. Melvana is more or less kind of like taking charge of telling which hunters to go out where, getting them to like know which materials to get and what not to waste their time. She's very much acting like an on-the-ground coordinator, as she is outside of your group one of the best hunters that is currently in Goriel Spawn. Atlas is similarly just trying his best to like keep himself stable, and he's been using his own magical capabilities to help make it so the infection doesn't get worse. With all of his lay on hands, he's actually very good at that.
As I pass Melvana, I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder, cast remove curse, and I'm gonna say, don't overwork yourself.
And Venkash will place his hand on her other shoulder and say, as he casts Illustration, keep up the good work.
Her response to the two of you is just gonna be, no promises.
Followed by her twitching in pain from me
Yeah.
burning burning from the inside. Then I'm gonna find Atlas and I'm gonna tell him, good work yesterday. And I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, I don't need to do it to Alice because he could do it to himself.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely valid.
And I stop and I turn back to Atlas because I know he has 3 level slots now. I can't remember. Does he?
Mhm.
I'm
should.
a paladin.
You should.
Nope, he doesn't.
No,
That's
he should have
level
both
9.
level
Fuck.
slots.
Yeah.
No, that's his sorcerer half, not his paladin
Yeah,
half. The
warlock
paladin
half.
half is warlock half. Well, that's also I don't know if he took remove curse. I'm gonna tell him regardless. This disease is not a disease; it's more of a curse. If you have anything that removes a curse, I would highly recommend that you use it. And then I keep moving.
And then make sure you follow it up with something that removes diseases. It's a bit of everything, really.
Absolutely valid. You are more than able to do that, and you get that done, and you get moving on. The two of you are going to end up in Torkal's chamber, as he has been kept separate from all of the other infected in the rest of the town. Mostly because they don't want everyone to see him in the state that he is currently in. Because he is very important to the morale of the town.
Alright, here's the true test then.
Alright, so
I burn almost all my sorcery points to get back a 3rd level slot. Who else is in this room with Elder Torkal?
Alright, so the two of you begin applying what you've learned so far. As the first remove curse goes off, Zara, you notice that it is still not completely gone, but that first remove curse took him back an entire stage of the infection, as once it finishes, he's still infected, but you can see that the glazing over his eyes, where it was obvious he was not in control of himself, is gone, and his immediate response is to just start swearing, like, ah, fuck, ah,
And then Gosh just
fucking
places his hand
hurt."
on his forehead before casting Lesser Restoration to
I
further
do-
drive that down.
I do a second remove curse at 4th level.
Fantastic. The two of you add that extra layer of cleansing over top, and he just screams obscenities for like 5 solid minutes, even after it's finished going through his body. But with the second application of Remove Curse and the Lesser Restoration, he sits up going, "Oh! Ugh! I am not built for this at my age."
Well, it did the trick. There's hope for the ones that lost their mind.
What the fuck did you two do?
I pretty much got rid of it. And he got rid of it even more. To make sure it was gone.
Oh, good. How often can you do that?
I'm afraid I'm spent.
I can cleanse this a few more times, probably.
Okay.
I'm currently going through all my sorcery points right now and doing that, and getting all my 3rd levels back.
Well, before you start spending too much, follow me, boys. I need to find out what's going on and what the state of things are, so we can make a decision. To which
Okay.
he leads you to the throne room, and as he does so, he gives instructions along the way to a couple of people who are shocked and surprised to see him up and moving about.
As we're going, when he isn't talking, I am giving him an update of what the fuck happened when we got to the throne room, up to him attacking Kriv.
Hmm.
Starting at he attacked Kriv, and because I saw that.
Yep.
And then everything from there up until Gunthar drowned a bitch.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then now much larger Kriv is giving him the side eye.
Yeah, he's gonna
Zara
be,
blinks and looks at Kriv.
Yeah, he is going to,
growth spurt?
he is gonna look at Kriv and, just, grab a, piece of meat as he's walking and just offer it to her, saying, "My bad, little dove. Wasn't entirely in control of myself."
And immediately forgiven.
Oh, you've gotten bigger. Who knows? Maybe you can offer rides to these people as they're not fucking up their own lives.
She's about the size for it.
Well, as you all reach the throne room, you can see they've removed the shattered pieces of the table that used to be there, and they are trying to set up a new stone table. He takes a seat on the chair, and shortly after, the rest of the master smiths all come in. There is a conversation that is going to be had, which we will get to shortly, because Hestian,
Sorry.
you reach Sionag's lair. laboratory, whatever you want to call it. She's working. She's had no positive results from any of the experiments when you just come barging in.
Do I know the name of a herb that could potentially remove mid-tier curses?
No.
Damn, I was hoping for at least a history of that.
Well, I mean, you can roll a history, medicine, or survival, but...
I mean, if you just flat out say no, I feel like I shouldn't even roll.
The reason I say flat no is because curses are not the same as diseases and poisons, and you, with your experience, know this. They are generally magically induced in nature, and your knowledge...
What I was mostly wondering is, like, do I know rituals that might be able to be cast on a thing alchemically to give it properties to remove curses? Because originally, I was thinking, holy water, which can remove curses. That was the original thing that I was thinking to try to take care of this thing. But I don't think that's a thing in this world yet. So I was like, something.
Holy water is not a thing in this world yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I figured, yeah.
That being said, given your explanation of what you're looking for in terms of information, give me medicine or survival at advantage.
Ooh. I want to stay true to the situation. Actually, you know what? No. Because it would be a survival thing, because it would be like a last-minute kind of throw together. But I do have advantage with medicine, though.
You have advantage with both of them, because this is working with your alchemist supplies. As you may recall, when it is involving a tool with which you are proficient,
that's true.
You do get advantage on the roll.
I hate that roll. That's better. I'm telling you, before we leave this town, I'm going to have no sorcery points.
Well, with a 21, you don't know of any herbs that can remove something like a curse. You're not even sure if there is a way...
Hold on. If that's the case, if I failed to roll, I do have... Oh, okay, I was going to say, because I don't... Okay, go ahead.
Give me a moment. You don't even know
Better cook.
if there is a way, alchemically speaking, to remove curse. However, given a curse is a magical thing that tends to be latched onto the soul, you're either looking for some extremely powerful healing, or you could try finding something extremely rare to the point of never heard of before that is maybe tied to void in some way that could be used to simulate the effects, but you don't even know if that's possible. You would have to really go looking.
I really want to roll my D8 because I still feel like that's a failure.
Unfortunately, if there is such a thing, you've never heard of it because no one has heard of it.
You know, I do still have something that I might be able to... Okay, so would I know of any way to psychically reach out to a creature of void if I have a part of it?
So it would depend on the part. I'm assuming you're thinking one of the scales and trying to reach out to, like, that void dove wormling that you encountered before.
Yeah, and that's actually earlier today, the spell I was going to use, I was going to try to reach out to him as well.
What are you trying to reach out, and how you are trying to do it?
So, effectively, setting up a ritual to try to commune with him. I was going to use divination. That was a spell I tried to use earlier. And I failed to use this spell. But in lieu of kind of like, as I was rushing up here, my thoughts just jumbled and crazy. Could I, instead of using gold for the ritual, use the scale instead? to connect to a specific entity?
I'm gonna say in this case you can attempt to do so. However, I'm gonna make you do a roll in a minute, and two, it will consume the scales. They will be gone.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely expect that.
So I'm gonna say possible on that one.
Ooh,
What I will
shit.
need you to do, however,
Then rest my sorcery points?
I'm going to need you to make me a flat religion roll.
Oh, that is my worst stat. Literally. It is, yes, it's horrible. But
11
it's
will not do
normal.
it.
Well, but, I do still have sorcery points, so yes. Oh my fucking hell! Yep. Hey, let's go, 18!
So, with an 18, your divination does successfully go off. Can you put the spell up for me, just so I can read the details briefly?
Yes.
Because I don't have every spell memorized. Alright, cool. Fantastic. Alright, you are performing this. The scales are...
So many resources.
The scales are lighting themselves with radiant fire. And you know this will not last very long, so you have a very brief amount of time to ask this creature a question. What do you ask it?
First and foremost, before it starts, he told us his name, didn't he? I could have swore he told us his name. I didn't write it down though.
Professor Dur?
No, it's not Crossroad Door. No, it's the fucking the void creature that was kicked out of the sky by his brothers.
That little guy.
So, with that one, he did not give you a name, but not because he wouldn't have, it's because he doesn't have a name because he hasn't really thought of one, or, because he's a child. And
I'm going
names to the
to-
Dove are less important.
I'm just gonna reach out and just flat out, and this is with the elder watching, just do this whole ritual, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing, my dude?" These.
She's actually, because she is a master smith, she's not unfamiliar with people trying to commune with origins, broodlings, and Dove. So she's not as what the fuck as you think.
I'm going to just flat out, because he wasn't a Dove either. He was a broodling. The
No,
one
he was
that
a
fell
Dove.
I thought you said he was a broodling.
No, Dove are descendant from broodlings, but they themselves are not broodlings.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna indulge this dude. Great Dove that I encountered. Please, I seek your guidance. I need to find a rare material to cure this blight that's been spread upon your country. Please answer me.
Alright.
And then I'm gonna continue, because I'm not expecting a conversation with him. There's rare material that I must find to deal with this curse. Please, what is it that I seek?
Okay, the response you get from this little Dove is, "Oh, hey, I remember you. Oh, rare material, huh? I don't know much about that. Could ask older siblings. Best idea I can give you is you're probably looking for some concentrated void metal. Something that's like a mineral that's like just made of pure concentrated void. No idea where to find the shit though. It's like super rare even out here, and there's void everywhere here. So like, could not tell you where to find the stuff, but like if you're looking for something, you probably want to find like a lump of concentrated void energy. That's the best I got for you. Good luck."
Well,
Kinda
that was to be expected.
Well, it was more helpful than nothing. We have something to look for now.
He is also a child, so
Just kind of snap back to, and oh, we have all headed.
There is a knock on the door.
I mean, the door is knocked upon, and Sionag does say, "Come in."
Estienne! She opens the door.
I just kind of.
Hi.
As
Uh,
you do so, Gonthar, Sionag looks to you and says, "Ah, Tharn, there you are.
Well,
How are you feeling?"
well, I was feeling very, very bad. Until like just a few minutes ago, I think. And then my friends made me no longer feel bad, and now I don't feel bad.
Wonderful.
I don't really know how they did it.
We were cured of the ailment that we had. We need something that's powerful enough to remove curses. And it appears to be what this is.
What is a curse?
It's an accumulation of extremely intense magic that is set upon a person to ensure their demise. Typically incurable. I'm not sure how Zara was able to do what he did. Not really the healer that was able to do so.
A curse is powerful magic that affects the soul. You are wanting powerful magic that can restore the soul in order to counter it, and unfortunately, to my knowledge, there is nothing alchemically that can be used to do it.
Extremely powerful void essence. That's what we're looking for.
Good luck finding that. Void creatures in and of themselves are already rare, but something powerful enough to be able to have something like that? I wouldn't even know where to begin looking.
Estienne. I came to let you know the others went up to Elder Torkal. And also something unsettling that I found while that thing's body was destroyed in the lava. The stuff inside me wasn't really affected at all. I'm worried that if the lava won't destroy it because it spreads, I'm worried it might spread to the other Golem in there.
That makes us even more dire than I believed to begin. I kind of pause for a moment. Zara is a creature of light. Perhaps that's the reason why he can deal with this substance. Perhaps if he were to use his ability on the lava, it wouldn't be enough. The irony. To have to hunt something of my own to cure those who are not of our breed. Of our brood, sorry, is what he would say.
Yeah.
I look over at Firestarter. Do as much research as you can, but I do believe if Tokov is...
You can see she's grabbing a few things and getting out the door, getting towards
Well,
the doors.
that's what I was getting ready to say.
Well, she is kind of ahead of you at this moment. And as she's going to the door, she just turns around and says, "Come on, walk and talk. If Torkal's awake, we have to talk."
And Hessie is just gonna kind of raise a brow. That's just exactly what I was going to say. Fine, let's go.
Okay.
Like, he is literally just getting ready to say, if Torkov is up, we need to go see to him.
And as she's stepping out the door, she is going to call out, "You too, Tharn, move your shell."
Ah! Falling.
You all begin making your way, and you join the others in the throne room, which for Zara and Vinkosh, as you have arrived and had a chance to catch your breath, the other Master Smiths and all of their Golem have all come in. as they have heard the good news that Torkal is alive.
Have you heard the good news?
Well, yeah, that was part of what Torkal was doing. Is he was telling the other, telling people around, hey, go tell the Master Smiths I'm awake and I'm fine. Get your ass up here.
Have you heard the good news of Torgal, our savior?
Uh-huh.
God damn it, motherfucker!
As
He
you
rested
all-
for 7 days.
As you all gather, the other Master Smiths all report what has been done to their knowledge, every effort being made, every discovery, and thinking it over, he just sort of says, alright, here's what we're gonna do. We need to approach this from multiple directions at the same time. We've got options, but none of them are going to truly be effective unless we can get as many people killed as possible. Alright. First off, let's get people searching for void materials. Anything and everything. Doesn't matter where we can find it. As for your group, as much as I want to keep you here to be getting rid of the infection, we also need you to be getting going. Because if this dove that's of both earth and water is capable of it, you might be able to be powerful enough to be able to heal far more at once than we ever can. And you can be keeping your friends safe in case there's any more affected running around the terrain while you make the trip.
Wait. What are we going to find?
The Dove child. Other side of the lake and a bit farther beyond. From what I understand, it's very experienced in medicine and is a hybrid of earth and water.
Okay.
In the meantime, since you'll need time to prepare, is there any way to reach that obsidian pillar in the center of the lava lake?
I could probably help.
If you need to get there, I could get you there. No. But what's so relevant about it?
It is a means to connect to the earth spirits. I might be able to get a bit more information.
Something that is that dangerous. I mean, it seems a bit extreme. Zora
Earth
already has a
values.
connection to water.
Earth values endurance, so extreme is something they tend to do.
Well, the gun could carry you across. You might still get a little burnt on your way. To which, it's going to be Stonstad now, the eldest, the one in the most intricate of the armored shells, is going to raise her hand and say, I will help young Tharn get him across. It should be
Yay!
more burning.
I would be more than willing to assist in that, of course. Hestian raises his hand emphatically.
Can you magically teleport someone 500 feet away?
Yeah, I can.
Oh.
Can you?
Yes, I can.
Dimension
Well,
door.
that makes things simpler.
She doesn't know he has that. Then she,
Hestian,
Oh, I thought you were
Hestian just
asking us the
smiles
name for that
and
point.
says yes.
she's going to say, good. So it's going to be a question of if you want to take your time doing that and expose yourself to the drastic heat of the volcano, or if you want to keep working on what you've been working on so far.
We can carry him across.
I might need a little time.
Why don't we carry him across so that you can spend your time working on... Well, I assume you're working on something for us.
Yes, he is, and he knows he has freaking duties, but he wants to bone your sister. And he begrudgingly, just kind of sighs. He wants to show off for your sister, okay?
I'm gonna look to everyone. Is there anything that you'd want me to relieve of this disease?
Zora,
can do it
I
a few more
actually
times.
needed your help with something. I've
And,
collected some materials that I think you can make use of.
as you're saying that, Balter's gonna raise his hand and say, I'm still dealing with the infection a bit. I could use the help.
Yeah.
I rest. I put a hand on his shoulder and I just cast it at 3rd level.
Fantastic.
And I look at the big boss man. I have something in the works that I think might be useful for people who are still going to be suffering from the effects of this rot. And I think Zara might be very useful in the crafting process, but I will need a crafter of jewels that might be a master. And I kind of look around the table. Is there anyone who can make a sustainable orb that can take an inscription of extreme power?
They all just kind of look around, and Domhnall's Earthweaver is going to say, I'm familiar with the jewel working, but I don't know if any of the gems I've ever worked with could hold that much power.
It only needs to hold enough power to exude. Well, yes, it would be. I would need your best work.
I can see what I have got, but what are you aiming to do?
Well, if my calculations are right, we should be able to create an orb that a person can touch each day and find themselves alleviation from the curse and the nastier side effects of this plague that's befallen us all. And I would need Zara and any other good enchanting weavers that could assist in the creation of this object.
Most of them begin looking amongst each other and going, enchanting weavers. Then Torkal just says, the thing I was told that, Zara, you've been working on lately.
I reach behind me and unsheath my the dagger that I've been working on. Still working on it. Need several more hours before I know how this turns out.
Well, we've got a solid idea. Then get your asses moving tomorrow. Do what you can to treat as many as you can before you go. And hopefully this dove is going to be able to come back with you and help with as much as she can.
I would also need Lady Firestarter to ensure my capabilities with the ink that I would create for the weaving.
Firestarters is gonna say, well, I'll do my best, but using materials to make an ink is that's new.
I can show you the basis. I'm confident that you'll be able to follow suit.
Torkal is gonna say, alright, if that's the plan, let's all get started. Get what you can done today, and then move out tomorrow.
I give a curt nod.
Venkosh will nod before joining Kriv and the two sisters down into the hole.
Mm-hmm.
I look to them and I say, point me to the ones that need it the most, and I'll do them right away. I can do more after every... Thanks for a moment. After every hour, I can probably do an extra 2 people.
I'm going to look at Zara. Do save some of your energy. It will not be an easy enchantment, I swear to you.
Just ask me after an hour of rest, and then I can help you out.
Alright,
And head out.
you all
AKA, I'm a warlock!
you know,
Yeah.
so you all get started on your various endeavors. Zara, you are spending as much time as you can cleansing those who are the worst off, sparing them from what is probably an extremely unfortunate fate.
That's 3 more people, and I am completely spent.
Yep.
Minus 1 second level spell.
Yes. The majority of today is spent on working and resting, as that is all anybody is finding the time for. with the one exception of Vinkosh. You go down the ladder into the deep of the volcano with Stadnau and Gonthar. And they are looking at the Lake of Fire, and they're looking at Vinkosh, and they get out of their shells, because the shells could be disintegrated by the lava with enough time as well. Once
can
out of
probably-
their once out of their
You got her
shells-
naked? I can't even get her to say hello to me.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad someone else said it. I was gonna.
Wow, you fucks. Also, stay muted.
Once out of their shells, the two of them actually look very similar. Stadnau is a bit
Oh, gross.
larger than Gonthar. But overall, more or less, they do physically look very similar to you. If there's subtle differences that only they would recognize, you wouldn't really know what to look for. They get into the lake, and Gonthar, I'm going to need an athletics check from you.
That is something I am pretty decent at.
Yep. This is very
Okay.
disappointing. You're making me feel like the sister com now, since the two of them look the same.
Fucking alright.
Something very good.
God damn it. Alright.
Holy
Hold
shit!
on, I'm using freaking sorcery point for this. 22.
Oh, that was funny.
Alright, so between you and Stadnau, outside of your shells, you are able to support Vinkosh's weight as you are sort of slowly trying to carry him across the surface of the lava. I will need a acrobatics check from Vinkosh to stay afloat and not touch the lava.
17, pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
it is pretty decent. So that is a success, and little by little they get you across. It takes several minutes to get you all the way across the lava as they get you to that central pillar. But once you arrive, you are able to step off and onto the obsidian pillar. As you are feeling it, the pillar itself, with all of this lava and heat around it, is surprisingly cool to the touch.
Spirits were right. Vinkosh will comment as Kriv just climbs out of the lava, enjoying her swim.
Well, do you want to be alone for a bit?
I'll need to concentrate, but I don't think I mind the company.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I'll be down by the base of it. Okay.
Vinkosh will nod and step to the center of the pillar as Kriv circles around him.
Alright, you assume your meditating position and you begin trying to focus and connecting to Earth through this pillar. This
Yep, so
mountain of...
oh.
This mountain
So
of-
exactly what Gunthar would see once Vinkosh gets in the meditative stance. He falls to one knee and places his hand right at the center of the pillar as Kriv lies down, essentially circling around him.
Now, as you are attempting to connect with this pillar of Earth inside a mountain of fire, give me, I'm going to say, a religion roll at advantage as you are attempting to connect with the spirits of Earth.
Ooh.
That'd be 19, assuming, unless you want me to use wisdom, in which case it'd be 23.
It would be wisdom in this case. So, you are reaching forth, and you feel the spirits of Earth as they are inside this pillar. And there's a moment where you feel very briefly connected to the entire volcano. All of the solid earth inside this volcano. You are just aware of through touch alone. Every footstep, every, falling rock, every bit of collapsed material as one just solid entity of Earth filled with liquid fire. And you can just feel it for a moment as you are connecting with Earth itself.
Okay.
Is there anything you're wanting to do while doing this connection?
While drawing in that energy, I'm also going to be seeking guidance.
Okay.
Searching for any means he can to try to cure the rot. If there's any knowledge that they're able to share with me.
So with the 23 from your religion roll, from what you get, there is nothing that these spirits of Earth know of that could be used to cleanse the rot. But what they do know, as they have been witness to the destruction of Krasardur's body, is that the lava did, burn any future spreading of his infection, at least to the Gone. His body has been completely destroyed, but the rot, the infection that has been in other people, that is, still there because they were already infected. There is nothing that they can do directly, at least not to their knowledge.
Okay, and since this meditation will likely take a few hours since test of endurance, he'll continue inquiring other information, confirming if that water and earth dove is still nearby.
Their best understanding is that they think it is still in its lair. And you get the sensation from them, from what they understand, the Titan that is also on that side of the lake, they get the sensation that it is, resting by the beach just under the surface of the water. To the point where it's if you're close enough, it's visible in the lake, but otherwise, if you're not really all that close, you might not even see it, because it is still touching the ground that is underneath the water.
I'll keep that warning in mind.
But your time passes. As you end your meditation, Kriv is going to hop down into the lava, letting Gonthar and Gonstad now know you are fine, and they are able to come up. And another set of athletics and an acrobatics roll, please.
Okay.
14. Okay.
Not so funny.
Alright, well, good news is, Gonthar, you and Stad now are not having any issues carrying Vinkosh along the way. The downside to this is Vinkosh, as you are trying to stay balanced, you do slip a little, your hand touches some lava, and you are taking 7 points of fire damage.
Okay, I'll take 4 points of fire damage.
It burns, it hurts, but, you've had worse. And they are able to get you safely across, and then everyone continues with their work. Moving quickly over to Hestian, you were trying to see if Domhnall had anything that could work for a crystal or an orb of some kind.
Yes, and at the same time, while he was crafting the orb, I would have been working on ink.
I mean, absolutely. what are you attempting to make in terms of ink?
Oh boy. So I am using the infected Quilling Robust Essence, Earth Dust, some Primordial Dust, and a Fire-Touched Tulip to create this ink. It is going to be the most potent ink I have tried to create up to this point, and a lot's going into it. I mean, I'm using a lot of resources.
Alright, this is going to be a check using your alchemist proficiency. I'm going to need survival or medicine at advantage.
Oh, Jesus, hell. This is where Hassan finally fucking flubs a roll with all of his bonuses and buffs and shit. Do I get, I already have advantage because it's alchemy. Do I get any, bonuses for the master helping me with this?
She is affecting things, but I need your roll first.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, no, hold on. 22.
Alright, with a 22, you are doing your best, you are putting your all into this. You are only able to make a single ink of the stuff, but
Oh, fuck.
you are able to produce what you believe is probably the most potent arcane ink you have accomplished so far. Now, you said you were using the infected Quillian essence,
Specifically for the reason that everything else is meant to interact with it, to bind with it, to create... Actually, shit, I wanted to use some of the nutritious jelly as well.
Okay.
So that everything else can work as a catalyst to specifically target the infection.
So, combining this infected essence, the nutritional jelly, a fire lily, you said,
Yes.
and earth elemental's primordial dust.
Well, no, Earth Elemental and Primordial Dust.
Okay, where is the primordial dust from?
That is from... Shit, what was it? It was from one of the mobs that we killed. They got 2 Primordial Dust off of it. Shit, I'm trying to roll back where we got it from.
Was it the infected magma sharks?
Yeah, because I couldn't get his essence, and I got that instead.
Okay. So, I don't have a name for the particular arcane ink that you have made, but this thing feels both powerful and like it's a little chaotic, so you're not 100% certain what will happen when it gets used.
I do plan on giving Zara a Quillian Robust Essence to do the enchantment as well, to stabilize the ink itself. Because I know that it is, just looking at it, I can tell it's extremely powerful. And we need a stable catalyst to kind of bring everything else in to, a really good binding agent. I don't know if you have anything else, Zara, but this is what I got for you, brother. Like, that's the tink of it. And that's the reason why I told him I need the strongest fucking orb that he can create, and I don't trust anyone else in town aside from Zara with the enchantment. And
literally the person to invent it. No one else
exactly
has done it yet.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I don't trust anyone else to do it. So, like, balls in your court, brother.
I make magical items.
Currently,
So,
you're the
effectively-
only person who makes magical items, period.
Well, I'm the only fucker that makes magical ink, apparently, so let's get it. Let's do this fucking thing.
Alright.
Am I even there, or, like, what's going on?
At the moment, you have been spending the last few hours working on healing and then rest, and then healing and then resting. You probably just finished one more rest after spending some more resources.
How many hours would that have been? Because I can do 2 people every hour.
I'm gonna say this is about 3 hours in with how long this takes.
I got 6 more people that needed it.
Yeah,
That's
and like the
good.
progress is progress. There's just a lot of people to go through, which is the problem. There's far too many. Even with you just doing nothing but this, it could still take you over a full month in order to try and get all of the infected cleansed.
Yep. After I finish my rest, I'm gonna look around and try and find this alchemist place because he hasn't been to that yet.
Well, I was gonna come find you afterwards. And you already said where you were gonna be.
I have no idea where I'm gonna be, honestly. I just wherever they need me.
You are probably in the meat house, as where
Okay.
they are trying to make sure the infection is managed, and they have quite a number of the rooms there dedicated to isolating the people who are the worst off.
I just gotta ask real quick. During this process, would the good lady have offered a essence of water during this process?
Make me a persuasion roll.
I feel like that would be really the capstone to really solidify.
That is not a success.
That is a 21.
Okay. 21 is good enough. She isn't able to provide you a very powerful one. She is providing you with a... Let me find where I have it.
I can make a new crafting check as well to, add in the new...
Yep, she is able to provide you the essence, a robust essence of a water elemental.
If you need, I can make another crafting check.
No, it's your crafting check from earlier is sufficient.
Okay.
And so we'll include that in it as well, but like you're still uncertain as to what
I'm
will
as
happen. When
uncertain
this
as
gets
fuck.
used.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
this
every
is-
ink that I've made has been very experimental. I don't know. I'm just hoping this works.
Well, that's basically it. Is you're making shit up as you go, and you're hoping. But you're able to finish. You're able to bring the materials you've worked on to Zara, and it's probably a little longer after you've done that Domhnall is going to show up. He lets you know that the best he has been able to do, because he did not have anything individually potent enough to be able to do the job, is he has a small metallic ball, which there are 5 crystals on it, one for each of the origins. And it is intricately designed, they are fastened as securely as possible, but that is all he is able to do.
Can I do a roll to see how well this would be?
I would like to assist him on that.
Absolutely, that'd be an Arcana with advantage.
13.
With a 13, you're guessing that maybe the fact that since there's gems for each of the different origins, collectively they might be able to hold, but beyond that, this is all experimental territory.
I feel like getting a look at it, having all of the elemental essence, we really just need to focus on water and earth from what my understanding of the situation is. And maybe void. Well, actually, earth, water, and void.
Those are certainly possibly the most important ones, but at the same time, as he's handing it over, Domhnall explains his rationale was that all peoples are made with a little bit of everything. There must be a balance of all things in them for them to succeed and survive. So he has included one of each in the hopes that this balance will help to fill any gaps with materials that they have for the situation.
I kind of look over at Zara. Do you have any essence on you right now?
Looks at my notes. I have a infected robust essence.
I don't want to double up on infection. And I'm going to reach into my satchel and pull out a robust Quillian essence.
I think that is the essence that we're talking about. It's a Quillian one.
Well, you have an infected one. I already used one in the creation. This one's not infected. This is just a standard Quillian. As I hand it over to you, I only have this essence on me now, and hopefully it works. I don't know how much time you need, but if this works, then potentially we'll have a way to stave off infection until we can return.
It would.
I'm putting my hope into you, sorry, and I hope you can succeed at this. And I look over at the master craftsman. I hope that your craft is what it is said to be. As I look very grave, and Zara, you've never really seen Hestian question much. He usually seems very one way or the other. I don't like this, or this is great. But Hestian looks very concerned for the first time you've ever seen him in this state.
Zara's gonna take everything that you hand him. He's just gonna drum it over with his fingers, doing the... I can't think of how to describe it. I'm gonna need some alone time then, unless you want to sit and watch. Heads tilt.
Hestian kind of looks around the bar. I think I might need to find myself some enjoyment before we leave. As Hestian is confident in Zara, but at the same time, if this is going to be kind of end time kind of shit, like, homie's not gonna go out without getting his dicky sticky, and he's gonna go find some relations for the day.
Well, I'm not even halfway done with the dagger yet, and I don't know how long this will take. If it's the same amount of time, it'll take me about 3 or 4 days.
Zara, this is the full thing that I've ever created. I don't have much hope in it either. Just do what you can. As I nod, as someone off in the distance kind of catches my eye. I'm going to be busy for at least the next few hours anyway. Just do your best.
All right. So,
really? You think Hestian's a Minuteman? Fuck out of here.
Zara literally leaves town.
Uh-huh.
So, with what you are trying to make, Zara, I am going to need another Arcana check at advantage as you are working with your calligraphy tools on this one. You are getting Key's help to the best of your ability to try to come up with...
Don't you have magical guidance? You did add that to your sheet.
It is. I have it. And I used up the rest of my sorcery points to get the rest of my...
I told you to
hold on. I said that wrong. I used up the rest of my sorcery spell slots to get sorcery points. So I can do that. But he's going to sit down with this thing. He's going to inspect it again. And then he is going to spend time... He's going to spend at least a good 10, 15, 30 minutes writing into the sand what should go on this thing. And making sure several times over it is what they need.
Yeah.
Before he actually does this.
This is so stressful.
And-
Does he get any bonuses for the ink itself?
We'll get to that. How about that?
So, what bonuses there are or are not, you don't get to know that yet, as you are working with brand new materials in a brand new crafting project.
You're a
Zara,
fucking monster.
You know what? Hold
Zara,
on.
What is it you are trying to accomplish with this? What is the goal here?
I can't use it. Damn it! I could have done a thing. I'm sad.
Man, you're a monster, and I hate you.
I am
You're
trying.
welcome.
Trying
That
to
is the
make.
highest praise you can give a DM.
Ugh.
I'm trying to make something that could either completely and utterly destroy this disease, this curse, whatever it be, or push it back and make it regress.
That's all we need.
Alright.
If I can make it to where it kills it outright, like once, even if it's just like once a day, that is enough.
Alright, so here's
But
what's
if I
going
can make it regress, that would work as well.
Here's what's going to happen. Zara, I'm going to need that other Arcana check at advantage. We will get into what happens following that based on your roll.
To make this more suspenseful for everybody, I'm
Don't you
gonna
fucking dare roll
I'm gonna
it. No,
GM
don't
roll
you
this,
Damn you! God damn you!
and I'm gonna say ahead of time, I'm probably gonna put all of my luck points into this.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm putting 4 luck points into that.
Okay.
3 lets you
And-
reroll.
And he is going to sit there at the edge of the water holding this thing and just close his eyes, and he's going to start dumping my highest level warlock slots, which is 4, and he is just going to do that
Alright.
for the entire day.
First thing I'm going to need from you next, as I'm going to need a Constitution save.
Okay. I can make this public. As a
All right.
19.
Next, I need a flat spellcasting check.
So, just base charisma.
Correct.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
Is higher.
Yes!
I will take that.
Okay. And then, finally, you are going to be taking
8d10.
Up.
Mhm.
Guy.
you are going to be taking 33 force damage.
Ah.
This fucking thing explode. I swear to fuck God.
What happens,
And
to
okay.
describe it, is you spend the next several hours focused solely on this, putting it together, assembling it, doing everything in your power in order to bring this together. And the task is grueling. There's moments in which, even after you have applied the inks to it, you begin injecting your own energy into this thing with everything you've got. While doing this, so occasionally these sparks come off of it. It's slamming into the area around you. Occasionally they hit you as well. And it sears with pain as this happens. But you
not the
keep
worst.
at the task. You keep focusing. Everything you've got is being thrown into this and doing this as quickly as you can. When you finish, by the time you realize what has happened, it will have already hit night time and been well into night for a bit. And
So this thing is fully finished, right?
hang on. As you are sitting there, water from the river in front of you begins snaking up into the air on its own and going into the gems on the outside of this orb. It is binding, and it's all of the runes you have drawn on this are beginning to glow. This thing feels incredibly unstable as it shakes in your hand, but it does not crack. It seems like it is doing something, and you don't quite know what, but whatever it is you have made is sitting here in front of you.
Okay.
Does earth and fire combine
Is-
with it too?
So,
Hold on. I am asking this for a reason. Is this done?
as far as you can tell, you think it is done.
Okay. He still sits there with it. Because even though it looks done, he doesn't know it.
You have no
And-
idea
and-
what this thing is at this moment.
I know exactly what this is.
Fascinating choice.
Because I do have that due to extra spells.
Yes. So, with that spell, this
He
thing,
just sits there.
this thing does
and
not
this just
appear
comes to
to
him.
have a name, or at least not yet. What you can tell with this spell is this thing, the creating of it is complete, but you get the sensation it is, for lack of a better way to phrase it, it is empty. Like, it needs to be filled in order to fulfill its purpose. The water that snaked up, it was massive amounts of water, almost like the thing, like a small flood was just picking itself up and going into the tiny little gem. As you sit there, your hands lower close to the ground while you're holding and looking at this thing, and then the ground beneath you, the sand, all seems to be coming together and shooting into another one of the gems. Until, after minutes of that, it seems like the gem for Earth has been filled as well. Whatever this thing's purpose is, it needs to be filled more in order for it to truly be complete. Your process is done. It needs to be filled with the elements.
Does the void section seem to be filled at this point?
No.
I was about to say, could I do a Arcana roll to figure out what I could use for void? If there's anything in my
You
power
did
to be
your
able to do
essence.
it.
Your essence has already been pulled into this thing at this point.
So,
Wow, I'm asking the
one,
DM.
you can make that Arcana roll, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna re-roll that. Fuck you. I still have sorcery points.
Yep.
Man, you're a
25.
coward. Live with your role.
Stay muted.
So,
I'm serious.
The thing about this, you know void represents many things. Space, time, the very soul itself. Your best guess is this thing needs to consume the soul of something immensely powerful.
With that 25, would a Titan's soul work?
possibly.
I
It would have to be a powerful titan, even among titans, but it's possible. You would be looking at something like a truly powerful broodling or a titan among titans.
So
Well-
same as a chain.
For it right now, it's consumed earth and water, and we're in a volcano, so fire's checked. The only other ones we need is air and void, right?
Wind and void are your missing pieces, yes.
Well, wind would just be naturally accumulative in the atmosphere, correct?
Yes, but you don't know how it wants to accept wind.
Gotcha.
Because if
God
it's
damn.
just sitting here, and this is
Zara?
something I would be aware of, can very, very slowly accumulate wind where you are, but if you're wanting more, you're gonna have to find somewhere where the winds are extremely strong in order for it to fill up quickly.
Alright.
when
I think
let me
Let-
go because
Let Zara have a scene.
I'm thinking. Damn it. At the top of this volcano, how windy is it?
It's pretty windy.
I'm gonna sprout my wings and I'm gonna start flying.
Okay. You are going to fly up towards the top of the volcano. Do me a favor. As you are getting towards the top and you are approaching where the smog is most dense, I'm gonna need a con save.
I'm not gonna. Zara's not that stupid. He's not gonna go up to the smog. I'm gonna go up to like as high as I can go until I can feel the wind essentially hitting me as hard or a lot harder than it normally is. I'd probably go to about maybe there-ish.
I'd
And
say
see
the
how
highest
it's going?
you could get without having to deal with the smog is probably around here.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
that
go about
being-
there then and see how the wind is.
So the wind is much stronger up here, and you do feel a greater pull of wind entering the gem, but it's still taking its time.
I will sit there with it then and I will wait.
Alright, it is late into the night, though. Are you going to just be staying up here on your own?
I have not talked to anybody, so I probably would. How late into the night would it be?
Like, almost midnight.
I'd probably... At midnight, I'd probably be setting myself to actually sleep up there.
Okay. You are more than able to do
I'd
that.
I'd find a comfortable spot where I would be out of the way of everything. I'd make sure this device is safely secured and not gonna like roll off. Like I'd take off my shirt, whatever clothing I'm wearing, and I'd kind of make it into like a makeshift nest like thing, and then lay it in it so it wouldn't roll away or anything.
Fabulous.
And then I'd probably slowly fall asleep up there.
Alright.
And I'd have the wind gem pointing upwards so it would catch as much air as it can.
I assumed you would do something of that nature. Alright, so, very good. Very briefly also, I require the bathroom, so we're gonna take a quick bio break, come right back, and we will know what happens next.
Holler.
So during the bathroom break, what I was gonna
as my that's my flavor. That it's it opens
mean, it's
into a
literally a
literal
portal,
asteroid
yeah.
belt.
Alright.
It
Come back.
oh
Hello.
okay.
Hello. Are we?
We
all-
weren't talking about anything at all.
Don't worry
No,
about it.
not at all.
Yeah, we all just got back from the bathroom.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I was just thinking, shit.
I don't think any of us got up.
Yep. I was
We're invested. We're invested.
I was clipping my toenails or something. I don't know.
Sure.
All right. Well,
Anyways,
continuing. So,
we get a long rest.
yes, you all get your long rest in.
Castian is actually going to sleep tonight as well.
Mhm.
Sleep or sleep with?
I mean,
Oh.
he's going to sleep. It's kind of synonymous with itself.
Yes.
Like, you know.
So,
Anyways,
morning comes when you check the gem. It looks like it has mostly finished filling. You probably carry it around and let it continue filling with air as you're traveling.
is how much percent? Can I roll Arcana to see percentage wise how filled is
Absolutely.
it? Bazinga, 24.
From what you can tell, roughly about 3/4.
3/4. That took all night. I'm just gonna sit up there and wait until it's filled.
Okay. I mean, you're able to do that. The rest of you
No.
wake up. Hmm? What was that, sorry?
I know.
Oh, okay. The rest of you wake up. You make your way, grab whatever foods you need for the start of the day. And now it's a few more hours before Zara finishes and comes down, but you are all, equipped and ready to travel to speak to this dove of medicine.
I did
Okay.
want to make some potions before we leave.
I assumed.
When
Venkosh would be the one to notice, but he's gonna search for Zara and bring him some food.
Give me a survival roll.
Okay.
By the time you find Zara, the gem has almost completely finished, but you are able to bring some food to him.
I want to find Nelvana before we leave.
All right.
Zara looks tired.
Sure, you're up for this travel?
Yeah. A long night.
I could tell. It's been a long night for all of us.
It's been a long few days. Pat's crib.
She's green now.
I don't question anything anymore.
I mean, she may have shifted to red as you came up here, because it does get warmer as you get closer to the top.
It requires me to use limited resource, so she would just remain green.
No, very well.
He's a chameleon now. I'm still waiting for this to finish up, so I'm just going to be sitting there looking over the vast landscapes while eating. What am I eating?
Let's see. Venkosh would have made something quick, so it's just a basic jerky, honestly.
Bro, make a decent fucking meal, my dude. What's up?
It's jerky on rice. That's what it is. Don't question it.
Ah, okay.
Well, thing is, like, the town's limited on supplies because of what happened, so Venkosh is just working what we got.
Yeah.
It's valid.
We get swell. This is worse than we're at in camp. Ugh.
That's it.
This thing is almost done. I have been up here. It needs to be charged with the elements. And air is just taking a while.
That would make sense.
And I also need fire. And then void. I have an idea for Void, but I'm unsure until at least this one's done.
Mm.
Well, we're at a volcano, so hopefully that deals with fire.
It does.
All right. Hestian, what is it you're looking to talk to Melvana about?
Well, just I mean, he hasn't talked to her in 2 days now. Just trying to find her and see how she's doing, basically.
How she's doing largely is, she's tired. She's been like telling people what to do for like quite some time. Like, she's still coordinating things and making sure stuff is handled. She's still getting people going out to grab certain materials, going out herself to get what she can, coming back. Like, she's basically throwing everything she has into, like, doing what she can to keep people alive until, like, an actual, like, complete cure is worked out. So she is very focused on the task at hand.
Well, Hessen's gonna stop her and just be like, get a moment.
Okay.
Kind of now cured and feeling a little bit more up to task. Hessen's going to approach her. Melvana, do you have a moment?
I can spare one. What is it?
And given the fact that we had an entire night of really nothing going on, and Hestian knows that the healers have been having an issue kind of staving off the infection itself. I can't imagine that he just, dipped off, did a thing, and slept all night. So after, kind of having some fun, I can see him heading back to the Alchemist lab. Yes, there is something in place that is going to long-term, set forth the task of alleviating these ailments from the infection. But I can't, as a player and knowing who Hestian is at his core, he couldn't just rest on his laurels thinking that this is going to be the be-all, end-all. So at some point, he would have headed back to the lab and thrown some things together. Again, it would have been another night with not much sleep, mostly staying up. If I need a Constitution save for fatigue, that's fine. You said the roll is higher, that's okay. But effectively, you would have thrown some more of these tinctures together for the momentary, alleviation to the infection.
Yeah.
Again,
anyone in town with experience with herbalistic medicines and whatnot has been working on those in order to try to create as many as possible as quickly as possible for that very purpose.
And I would say that he would be kind of teasing with the idea of something that might be more long term, so it's not you have to take it every day kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So like I said, if you need contracts from him, that's fine. I'll make them with him. To just kind of continue that process on. And at this point, knowing that today we're going to be leaving town, as far as Hestian knows, to commune with the water spirit, the water earth spirit. At this point, I would have Hestian, brandish these tinctures to Melvana. Again, do I need to make the Constitution save for fatigue?
If you're not sleeping, then
He is not.
Then yes, I will need another saving throw for Constitution.
Okay.
For first con, yes.
13?
Barely makes it.
Alright, and then for waking up in the morning, 22?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so how many tinctures was he actually able to make in that time frame? And this is 12 hours.
I'm gonna say of the one for the diseases specifically, you were able to make 4.
Wow, slacking.
These are incredibly complicated.
I can imagine. I mean, the first one took what 36 hours for us to make the first one. So yeah, he kind of reaches into his satchel, and looking at him, Melvana will see the haggard expression of who Hestian is. You know, he looks very exhausted and pretty well on his last legs, but he's still holding his own. It's mostly just adrenaline, and I've decided to call it Contagrounds, which is basically cocaine that he's been taking the entire time to keep himself going.
Incredible.
Like this man,
Oh, no.
like she has never seen this man as disheveled as he is. At this point, he still hasn't changed his clothes, and
Oh, no, Hestian.
he looks battered and beaten as he kind of like cracks his neck and hands over these vials to her. This is something we've been cooking up. I'm sure you've seen it. Just make sure you take care of yourself. For the next few days, I'm going to be gone, and I just want to make sure that you're all right.
So here's this crack I made.
No, that's not the crack. That's not the crack. No.
Let me cook. Let me
So
cook.
she is going to accept them, and she's going to say, "Keep yourselves alive too. We're all relying on you to come back with good news."
Ashley is going to take a moment and kind of look at her. When I come back, I expect that drink that we haven't truly been able to have yet.
She's going to give a small smile and say, "If you manage to save this whole town with what you're doing, I think we'll have time for a drink."
Ashley is going to crack like just the biggest shit-eating grin.
Yeah.
You've just motivated me to move the world, yes? As he gives her a slight nod and reaches his hand out for hers.
She is going to take your hand, and she's going to pull you in for a solid hug.
Oh, snap! That was way more than he was expecting!
Heyo.
As she is giving you this very solid hug and a squeeze, she's gonna say, "Don't get yourself killed. We need all of you alive."
Hessed's gonna linger in this hug for a moment in a very somber way. And just before he pulls away, he's going to just whisper under his breath, "Nothing could stop me from getting to you." And he's going to release her and turn away before she can say anything else and walk away.
Alright.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Fabulous. Alright. You get going. A little more time passes. Zara, the last gem, the gem trying to fill with wind finally finishes. I presume for the fire, you're going to follow that tunnel Vinkosh took earlier to get down into the volcano where the lava is.
Yep, Vinkosh will take him there.
Before I go, I want to try one spell to see if it can do void.
Okay. What are you...
Zara's arm is going to start glowing between the scales, and he's going to rip open a portal into the very fabric of space itself, and I'm going to cast Astral Barrage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to kind of hold the device, the crystal that's nearest the void gem towards it, as every few seconds I'm going to send out just a few asteroids out just to hit like the side of the mountain or just something random, just so it stays up for the full duration, just to see if this helps any.
So, when this spell finishes, you can see there is a very, very minor change to the void gem, it will take a lot of this kind of exposure for it to fill up that way.
Thought that would work.
Kinda did. Though looks like it'll take a while.
I was to think of any other spell he has that could do this, and he doesn't have anything that he knows of, except for himself.
Yes,
Due to
he
the
might
fact
have
that he
something.
is, due to the fact that he is, what he is, a void, a product of the void. That he'll go down and he'll go and follow Vinkosh down to the. Actually, he can also just go to the spot where he took the lava sharks as well, which I think is the same area.
It is
Either
more or
works.
less the same one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go there and I'm gonna get the fire done.
When it comes to the fire one, you put the gem for fire next to the lava, and the lava is shooting itself as it's moving like the water did, weirdly enough, into the gem. Make me a dex save, please.
No, I'm not good at that. And
I'm not sure if it'll make much of a difference, but since Vinkosh is there, it's gonna be a 14.
Okay.
14.
So, with a 14, Zara, you are getting splashed by bits of lava as it is rushing at high speeds. You are
That's
taking 18 points of fire damage.
Ow.
Whoa!
Okay with this.
Are you alright?
No. I use prestidigitation to get that shit off me like as soon as possible.
Yeah. But the gem of fire does fill. With these 4 gems filled so far, there is one thing with which you have to consider, which is the fact that this thing seems to be just perpetually just shaking, like having this much power but also missing an important piece has made it somewhat extremely unstable. So it's going to be a good idea if you can find a way to fill it with void to do so as quickly as you can.
That doesn't look good.
I think we need to fill with void energy immediately.
I will say Hestian does have an idea to try to fill it with void.
Well, after this
And
happens,
I guess
you can all meet up at the meat house to get ready to go, and so you can ask Hestian if he has ideas.
well, I'm gonna give an update to everyone anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm down here now.
Vinkosh would split for a moment to visit the markets to buy some crafting material.
Alright, what are you looking for?
Specifically wool, or any other soft cloth like that.
It's certainly possible to find. Are you looking for special stuff or just regular?
Let's go with the special stuff.
Alright, I presume you're
If
looking
possible.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking. I presume you're looking at something that could be used for, like, making armor and stuff.
Kind of.
Alright, give me, I'm going to say this is gonna need an investigation check looking through the market.
Oh, bugger.
So, at the moment, there's nothing in the market that you think is going to serve your current need.
Is what it is.
Alright, you're able to join the others. Zara, you're able to keep everyone updated as to what's going on.
I almost have it finished. He says, with burn marks on him.
Oh no.
Speaking of which, once Vinkosh gets back, he's gonna cast Healing Spirit.
Hmm.
And a mini Kriv starts floating around him.
Oh no, now there's two of them.
Hmm.
Looks at Key, looks at Mini Kriv, looks at Key, looks at Mini Kriv. Hmm.
And eventually you'll heal up to... Jeez. So, 12 so far.
14.
6. Okay, that's about the maximum, so 14 points of healing.
That almost puts me to full.
Yeah, those are some bad rolls in the middle there, but it's fine.
You are.
That's fine.
You're
Healing is
4
healing.
short, and that's it.
I stayed near the top of the volcano all night for this thing to absorb air. It immediately absorbed water when I was finished, and absorbed earth and fire, respectively. But it's unstable at this point, and we need to give way into it more quick. Very quick. Don't know how quick. I don't know how much time I have. I really don't.
Are you saying this to the group?
I'm saying this to all of you, yes!
Okay, I thought so.
What did you? Hold on. What did you say? Sorry, I was. My wife was talking. Talking to her. Sorry.
We're about to blow up.
I have a nuclear bomb in my hand.
So
I was saying that, I was essentially just saying that I have all elements. I have all elements but the fifth element.
void. I figured that.
We're on
would be
Dallas
the-
multipass.
I figured the void would be the most difficult of all of them. Yesterday, I performed a ritual that allowed me to commune with a delve of void. Perhaps I could reach out again and request aid once more. Bring me the object that we started to work on.
He literally has it in his hand.
Well, I mean, as Heston says that, he rushes off to the side and begins to prepare the ritual materials together.
For contacting the same entity as before.
Yes, I'm literally using the last of the scales I got for them to do this.
I have bad news for you. The scales that got burnt up were all of them.
I didn't know I was using all of them.
Yeah, no. All of them set on fire with that radiant white flame.
Well, let's see if I can do it without materials. I'm gonna attempt to do it without materials.
Okay.
And... Nope.
Oh, okay.
Man, if I didn't know I was blowing a 4th level spell and all those fucking materials, I would have done it.
So Kriv.
Zara, are your hands okay?
They're better that since Vinkosh healed, yes, but
We have a bigger problem
been
at
a
the
long
moment.
night.
You know, you could have gotten one of us to do it. I would have done it for you.
the thing is I don't know. I don't know what this thing will do.
I'm
And I
gonna-
don't want anyone else hurt right now.
I'm gonna posture myself after the first attempt. I'm gonna say, I don't think any of us need to risk anything else to do this. Just give me moments. And I'm going to reposture myself. And I'm going to try this again. Burning all of my sorcery points, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Attempt this one more time. I have a 50% chance to make this work. Let's go! Okay, so again, Although I did succeed, it's diminishing return, so I only have a 25% chance of actually communing with the dove that I connected to the first.
Good luck. I believe in you.
I hate this so much.
I have rolled something, and as you reach out, what is it you're saying?
I'm going to reach out and I'm going to say, Great Dove, I know that you're the only one that can assist in this. Please, I need your power. Bleed your wealth into this. And I'm going to motion toward the orb.
You attempt to commune in this way, and the response you get is, how do I do that all the way up here?
Through me. Use me as a conduit.
I don't know if I can do that.
I fucking say, just try!
Is he saying this out loud?
No, this is all
Damn it.
in my brainsies.
Okay, damn it.
Okay,
Words.
Hestian, do me a favor, make me a con
God damn
save.
it. I knew you were gonna say that. And this is
Do me a
gonna hurt
favor,
so
you're about to be
bad.
possessed.
Yeah, Hestian's gonna fucking burn into ash and die. Oh, 17's not bad. That's not
No,
horrible.
well, the good news is you're not gonna burn into ash and die. You feel this thing trying to connect with you remotely, from one entity tied to the immaterial to another. And as it does so, you feel like your very soul is being slapped back and forth, metaphorically speaking, by just tears of raw energy.
That's
Well,
gonna
I will burn as many spell slots as it takes to do this.
feel that one in the morning.
Unfortunately, no matter how many spell slots you feed into this thing, the change that occurs feels minimal.
If I may speak, finally. Kriv
For it.
comes and goes through portals. I'm not entirely sure if this will work, but there might be a possibility something on the other side of the portal might be able to fill it up.
Zara has the ability to open up portals to the void as well.
But unlike Zara, Kriv can come and go through them and take whatever she
That's
has
true.
with her. Problem is, I don't know if it's to the void or to something else.
I'm literally upping myself as an open portal between the two right now.
Yes.
If I gotta take the hit, I'll take it.
So, unfortunately, the thing is, like I said, the effect you are having tells you that there is some effect, but it is incredibly minimal. You are going to need something else than just pouring magic and psychic energy into this.
Okay, I'm grasping at straws, but if you guys will let her, we'll give this a shot.
Do it.
Alright, Kriv will
I'll hold it out for Kriv.
grasp the orb in her mouth, open a portal, and run through it.
Mm-hmm.
With the divination, could I offer a portal to the void to our dragon friend?
Unfortunately, no. Divination is used to get information more than anything else, and it is very limited in what it is capable of at this moment.
Yeah.
That being said, when Kriv pops back out of the portal, holding this thing in her mouth, the shaking of it appears to actually be somewhat worse.
Oh, of
as
course.
You are looking at this, and Zara, make me an Arcana check.
Oh, fuck, we just have an atom bomb. 21.
So its instability has increased. But you would gather this thing has gotten up to maybe at most 10% of the way there.
Oh.
So, okay, one thing, one kind of last resort. Being as how Hestian's ability works, it's void, and distorting reality and sending thing and like moving through the void itself. Could Hestian vortex warp this thing into the void and then bring it back? Literally distorting reality around it to send it to the void. Because at this point, he has a connection to the void.
I get what you're thinking. Make me an Arcana, Hestian.
Okay, that's one of Hestian's worst rolls. Hey, but he still rolled well.
Your best guess is even doing that will be more or less about the same. It's going to be a small amount of change. And the closer this thing gets to complete without actually finishing, the more unstable it becomes.
Oh, this is gonna blow up my face.
You're going to need to either get one big thing, or like so many small things ready quickly and have it get them all at once.
Everywhere all at once.
Would this thing, after all of this, kind of accepting it for what it is, where void is going to be the hardest thing to secure, would a single powerful soul be enough for this?
If it was a powerful enough soul, yes. But, as Zara is aware, you are looking at something of the power of a really strong Titan or really strong Dove in terms of power level.
We are gonna need either incredibly strong Titan or a Dove. And at this current juncture, we don't have either of those. We probably should get moving.
And who knows when this thing is gonna go off.
Probably shouldn't be in the middle of town.
The problem is, the entire idea of this thing is to sustain the town until it's back.
You are aware of the fact that the town has enough healers that they are able to, at the moment, especially with the work that has been done to try and keep the town stable, they do have enough to keep things at bay, at least, until your return.
I have an Atlas.
That's part of it, yes, as Atlas is staying behind to use as much of his lay on hands as possible.
We should probably get going. Wherever we're going, we need to move.
Yeah.
We need to find the lake. Once we get to the lake, we can find the dove in the lake, and it can point us in the direction of the dove of the water. Hestian, at this point, still has not slept in the last, 72 hours. And he reluctantly heads off towards the docks.
Alright. You all make your way down, and you begin following the lake all the way around. As you are journeying, I want all of you to make me perception checks.
Oh boy. Hey, my first crit of the night. Let's go.
Awesome. Cool.
You guys realize Hessian is the one who hasn't slept in 38 hours, 48 hours, right? There's 72 hours.
You might want to sleep, buddy.
No, he's on point. Like he's on task. He don't give a fuck.
He's got COVID.
Okay with failing. I get luck points. I am okay with failing because I get luck points.
Okay. So, going over it, Hestian, you are the one who is able to see it. As you are traveling, there is movement in the water nearby you. But it is also very far away, so it is not an immediate threat. But there is something moving around in the water. Also, as a reminder, the water dove you encountered before, that was not in the lake. That was in the river on your way here.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I'm standing as far from shore as possible.
I was like, every time we were talking, I was specifically mentioning the snake boy that we met in the water. I'm going to grab Zara and point out towards Ripple. Did you see that?
Do I see it after it being pointed out, or is it too late?
After it has been pointed out, you are all able to spot the movement of the water. Your best guess, though, is whatever it is out there is very far away and not an immediate threat. But it's causing the entire lake to shift as it moves.
I don't think the Titan is resting anymore.
I want to get out of here.
With my previous Arcana rolls, would any essence be good for Void, or would it have to be from a Void creature?
Essence itself is sort of like the physical manifestation of something's soul. So an essence could actually work just fine. The problem is you need an essence powerful enough.
I don't remember if I asked this. Would my T-Rex Titan essence maybe work?
So your understanding is it would certainly get you a lot of the way there, but the Rex you encountered before was one of the smallest of the Titanic beasts.
What if you tried to put in more than one?
What we might have to do?
Stuff them in there until
like two of those Rexes might do it, or one bigger one.
We're gonna have to fight something that's nearly gonna kill us again. So yeah, I know.
How long have we been traveling on the lake before we discovered this?
About 6 hours, give or take.
So during the time on, would Hestian have had a moment to sleep?
I mean,
because I think once we got away from the city, the town, I feel like after 3 days he would have crashed.
I'm gonna say, since you were probably smart and asked Atlas to borrow Pebble and the chariot, you are able to sleep lying down on that, as Pebble is traveling with you.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with that.
Hestian finally sleeps after 3 days. Like, legit sleep.
However,
Bean is asleep.
while you see the thing moving in the lake in the distance, it does not appear to be approaching you at the moment. It is just massive enough that things are happening and it is affecting the water around it.
Hestian's gonna be straight up, regardless of what it is. May it be a Titan, or a dove. It's worth checking out. We don't have time to nitpick on where we approach. Hestian is still, even after he wakes up, still very pointed in the task at hand.
Yeah.
I don't want to
How-
have to deal with that thing.
Hestian's gonna actually locate Gunthar, then hide below deck. And he is very cold and curt about his
I'm
response.
sorry. I'll go away now.
How far does your telepathy go?
As he says that, I'm going to connect to the three of them automatically, and we are going to be connected for 3 hours. But I'm also going to reach out to the entity out in the water,
That's what I was asking.
and I will be connected to that creature for the next 6 hours, up to 6 miles.
Mm.
And I'm just gonna flat out, I'll use the entity that's connected to Zara before, and that's all I'm gonna say. And as I say that, I'm going to prepare a spell, because if he's not, I'm
getting the fuck away from these guys.
Like
So,
Hestian is like dead set on the task at hand.
He looks back at.
This thing is very far away, so if you're going to try going after it, you're going to have to move towards it. You have a bit of a travel before that happens. As you are making your way, however,
Making our way downtown, faces
before you
past.
get there, because this thing is on the other side of a massive lake that takes more than one day to go around, one last thing happens. As I am going to be bringing up a map that I haven't used in a while.
Keep in mind, I just have to see it to connect.
No, I get that. Hang on.
Excuse me.
So, I am going to be moving everyone over to this map. As this is currently the only easily accessible beach map that I have.
Where are we?
You are going to be, this area here, approximately. There you go.
Oh, fun.
Y'all remember this map, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good map.
Is this our
Oh,
ship?
god damn it. This is where Hestian jumped up on the roof and didn't fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's accurate.
And wanted to be paid for it for some reason.
Well, no. Strictly speaking,
Anyways,
That
guys,
was-
come on.
yeah.
So,
Moving.
what happens is as you are traveling this beach, from on high, something falls down and lands in the ground. It is this massive white bear with wings that do not seem appropriate for this bear. And it lands on the ground and it roars at you.
Where? Where does it land?
About
Please don't
here-ish.
say it's on top. Okay. Oh my god, it's a fucking drop bear.
Goddamn koala, it's gonna give us all setless.
Ah!
Oh, drop bear, if you would.
Oh no.
Oh,
Drop bear.
Hmm.
If you would.
I can barely see it.
Yeah, actually, boss, I can't see shit.
Place yourself down.
Yeah, I know. It's a map with dynamic lighting. I was giving you a thing for where to put it.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Damn,
You actually, it's almost as if you gotta do stuff.
Jesus hell.
Oh dear!
Okay, I Eldritch Blast this bear.
I'm just gonna vortex warp it out here in the water, and
I'm gonna
we're
take
just gonna walk
that
away.
action.
Hold on.
Fuck this bear.
Hmm.
I can't see anything still.
That is because this is your first time putting this thing on it, so I have to give it, the ability to
Here.
goddamn see.
Ah,
So he's dropped 90 feet out in the water, and we're just gonna walk on.
Just
And-
drop down that rock centipede again. He can see out of that.
yeah. Actually, give me that again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm,
Put that on the beach.
Round 2.
No.
You will not like me in this round.
I will say that Hestian now has his proper ability, which is twist reality, so he can change his elemental typing, which is so great. But I do kind of miss my distance spell though, because I can drop shit 180 feet out and just be like, goodbye, and be done with them.
Alright, you can see now, yes?
Yes.
Good. So, here, it's, here's what's gonna happen, is one, I will be needing people to roll initiative, and two, that is also where we're gonna be picking up next time.
Oh god damn it.
Well, hold on. Don't roll initiative until the stupid turn initiative comes up. Friggity frick. Well, now we can expect every time your friend is in chat, he's just going to be here for us to kill him.
He'll be always in chat.
The
You
bear is
always
dropped
die.
here. He's dropped 190 feet off shore, and we move on.
Where was I? I assume initiative starts right as it lands.
Yes.
Okay. That was where she was, actually.
Solid move.
I think she'd do it.
And I love setting up your expectations to ignore them later.
Uh-huh.
Oh, fucking 29.
Okay, so we're going to kill this druid.
I remember the trauma of the water
Ugh.
elemental.
Yeah, if that's the case, I would be a little bit bad.
The rest
Oh, well.
the rest of you need to get your things ready.
Fucking initiative.
And because we are ending session here, as a reminder, I will not be here next week. So it is going to be in 2 weeks that we pick up.
Oh, joy.
For everyone who's been watching, thank you
okay.
for hanging out with us. I hope you've had a wonderful time. For my lovely players, tee-hee motherfuckers.
Fuck you!
It's been a pleasure as always. I look forward to next session. See you all in 2 weeks for our next episode. Bye, everybody.
Okay, so